All right, guys, welcome back to the Pursuit of Mass. Today we got Austin Arriola. Is that how I say your last name?
Dude, you pronounced it right. Most people always mess it up, so
Fuck
that's
yeah.
impressive.
Too Aesthetic on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sponsored by Accent Sledge and also All American Amino, so I'll put the affiliate codes down there
Oh
in the
wait, look at
description.
this. You said Axel Sledge.
Oh shit.
Wait, oh yeah, right here. Come on now.
Yeah. I haven't actually tried that. Do you like that
This
one?
one, yeah, it's pretty good. I was doing it in the creamy, so I got this, and this one's my favorite from theirs.
Dude, yeah, that's the one I've been using every day.
You do it in the creamies when you make them. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so good. And then
So good.
I have the peanut butter and honey one. I use that. It's like not as sweet, but it's like still pretty good.
Yeah, I use that one on my pre-workout with the banana because I like it with yeah.
Yeah, Action Sledge, I like their products.
Yeah, they have some good, like they have like the best macros, and then like the flavor is good. Like before I was even sponsored by them, that was the only one I would use. So
Yeah, I use them, and then I've been using IsoJect too.
oh yeah, you told me the Handy Rambod one, right?
Yeah, just some of their flavors are pretty good. So
Yeah, dude, those are just kind of pricey. I mean, so is Accent Sledge, to be honest. So.
yeah, well, thankfully I have like a partnership with a supplement distributor here,
Oh
so
hell
I
yeah.
kind of do a little bit of that, so I'm able to get them at wholesale. So
Where are you based out of?
I'm in Fresno, California.
Oh, Fresno, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Hell
we're
yeah.
not too far from each other, right?
No, we're not. I'm in
You're in
San
LA.
Diego. San
Oh, you're in
Diego.
San Diego. Okay.
I mean, it's like, oh wait, I guess I don't know how far is Fresno. Like a couple hours.
Oh, from San Diego?
Yeah.
No, dude. That's where I had my bachelor party actually. San Diego for a drive, dude, that's at least like probably 5 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Cause I'm north of LA. I mean, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah. So you would pass through LA and then come to Fresno and then before like you hit the Bay Area.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah. So
All right, bro. So, I wanted to know like how's your day going so far, and would you train today, and what you got going for the day?
my day's good, man. I actually, I have two boys, two kids. So my parents are in Vegas right now. They're our daycare usually during the week. So I had a pretty easy day. I just went to the gym earlier and I hit it's one of my upper days. It's basically chest with just a little bit of delts and biceps.
Oh yeah.
So pretty good day. I'm having to prepare for legs tomorrow, which is you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I
it
just hit
sucks
that.
because right now the way Austin has my training split, I'm on like an 8 day rotation. So like I train 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off, repeat. So like my days are never the same. So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, Tuesday's leg day. Like I can never prepare because it's like they're always rotating, you know? I'm
Yeah. No,
not
I'm
used to that.
I'm on the same thing, and it's like so. It's like I usually like want to have Sunday boxed off to like have check-ins because that's like my biggest check-in day. But like sometimes like I just have to train that day. So
Yeah, it's like whatever, fuck it.
yeah, fuck it.
What'd you
All
train
right.
today?
I hit legs, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's gotta be tough with you like digging right now. You got that,
Yeah, but I got my food up.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, like Wednesday, because I was waking up with like my blood sugar like 60s, and then it was like
Okay.
56 like the other day. So then he was like, "All right, bro, let's just start bumping the food."
Do you just use like a like, do you use a CGM or do you just test it like with a?
No, I have a finger pricker because I'm
That's what I
not
do
too
too.
I'm not too like worried about it when I'm dieting because like obviously like I know it's gonna be fucking low anyways.
Low, yeah.
Yeah. So but I did just get a CGM.
Oh, you're gonna do it?
Yeah, for like the rebound in the off season.
I haven't committed to that yet, just because. Well, my wife's a type 1 diabetic,
Mm,
so I've kind of like seen that and like been around that for a long time. But just like the placement of it, dude. Like I see some of these guys doing it, and they put it on the back of their arm. Like I just feel like it would get in the way.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm like pricking my finger a couple times a day right now just to like check it as during this rebound to make sure that like insulin sensitivity is not going to shit. Especially because like I have GH in right now, so I really try and um, I don't know. I noticed like with the dose going a little bit higher, I feel like my fasting blood sugars have gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
So um, yeah, I've never really had that issue, but it's weird.
No, it's definitely something I struggle with because my GH is like pretty high too. Well, it's like 7.
Oh, seven's
Um,
good.
yeah, seven's
I'm
good.
at 10, so.
Oh
Do
shit.
you
Yeah,
do generics though, yeah? Or
yeah, generics.
yeah,
Yeah,
same,
I
same.
would be doing 10 if I didn't have a coach, but
Oh,
uh,
dude, that's literally, bro. I was just telling Austin, Like, bro, if you weren't like telling me what to do, I would probably would have went a lot crazier right now.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
it's good to have that to kind of, pull it
Yeah,
back.
for
How do you
sure.
like working with Hilly so far?
Dude, so far it's great. Honestly, he has me checking in twice a week, almost every week instead of just once. So it's pretty
Okay.
nice. But I
Like
think it,
Wednesdays, Sundays, or something like that?
yeah, exactly, actually. Because usually his check-in day is Wednesday, but he's been doing on Sunday because like he's been making a lot of changes. Like first when we were dieting and digging, and then secondly now that we're rebounding, he like
That's
kind of
pretty
wants
cool
to
to
see.
hear, though. Like that he's like that, like even for like a newer, because you've been with him for how long? Like, not
Dude,
that
like
long, right?
yeah, like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so for him to be like that attentive and like on top of it, like that's pretty cool, especially for someone like him because he's busy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking too. And he always gets back to my messages on time, even though like our time zones are like super different. So yeah, he's on the ball. He's like always working.
Yeah. See,
So I
I'm like
really
the
appreciate that.
worst client ever. Like, I sent Austin, I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do check-ins this morning. And so I sent him check-ins. He's like, bro, you're 2 days early. And I was like, well, I've been sending them to you on Saturday. He's like, yeah, and that's one day early. I'm like, well, I know you got shows this weekend. I just like, bro, I have kids and stuff. So like, I'm always like on the go. I got stuff going on. I'm busy. So, I woke up with a little bit of extra time this morning. I was like, I'm gonna just do a check-in real quick. If he doesn't take it as it, like, I'll do it in 2 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, it
So,
never hurts to have more
but he
data.
upped my food. So I don't know if he felt like I wanted my food upped or something, but I was like, my weight's been sitting kind of at this same point,
Yeah.
for the past like 10 days. So I had a feeling it was coming. So
Was it a carb increase?
yeah, he basically increased. He had just sent it over like an hour ago. My training and I'm on a non-training day diet and a training day diet. All he did was bump it up 50 grams of carbs on all those days.
Okay.
So
Hell yeah.
nothing too crazy. But now I think food's at training day. I'm doing like seven. It's like I think almost 750 carbs, like 748 or something like that. 320 protein. I think 56 fat, and then rest days. I don't know what they're like 500 and it's like almost 4,000 calories. I think it's like 570 carb, 85 fat. He goes a little bit higher on the rest day, and then 320 protein.
Damn, that's pretty crazy. I have a pretty
Yeah.
big variance. Well, like obviously I have more fat on my rest day, but I have like a pretty big drop in carbs so far on my rest
How
days.
much
But
fat do you do? Because I've always been like before Austin. So basically, like I've always like kind of well for the past few years, I've always just like kind of coached myself.
mhm,
And then when I would compete, usually like 5, 6, 7 weeks out, I would just have prob take over. Prob.
mhm. Yeah.
Um, and so prob would just kind of handle my, the rest of my prep, whatever, bring me in, peak me. I'd maybe hit a show or two, boom, 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 whatever. But I think I messaged you and told you me and Prob were like best friends growing up. So like,
Yeah.
um, it was like weird. I know I could just tell him, hey, bro, I'm gonna just do my own thing, like whatever. And he like, it's like whatever. But last year after Junior USA's, I went too crazy with it and just like I was doing like a Justin Harris kind of approach, just like, oh, okay, back days I'm gonna go crazy, like super high carb days, and I'm gonna have 3 training day diets and then 2 rest day diets, and I just got too fat out the gate.
Yeah.
I pushed gear, and I just feel like it was just too much like inflammation, fatigue, just everything at once.
Mhm.
But I was always a low fat. Like I never in Prob doesn't. He's not really an ad fats guy either. Like I'll be talking to Andy, and Andy will say, "I'm just like, damn fool, like you have 30 grams of nut butter on your meal." He's like, I don't get any of that. Or oh, you have beef, I don't get that. But Austin, I mean, Austin's like I would say like a lower fat guy, but I mean, dude, on my rest days I have added fats. I think I have um 30 grams of nut butter in like 2 meals and 20 grams of nut butter in 3 meals. And then I'm having a red meat meal. So like, it's a decent amount. But training day, obviously he brings that down and it's, a little bit on the lower side.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm similar to you. I always was super low fat. And then like I worked with a European coach and the only fat I had was like 10 in the morning and then 10 with my last meal and then like everything else was like
Really?
yeah, like zero. Um
What do you
but
what do you like to use as your fat source usually? If you
um I
just
like
like peanut butter?
eggs or like peanut butter. Yeah,
Okay.
like eggs or peanut butter basically.
Yeah, I'm simple too.
I
Yeah,
like
Austin was like,
avocado.
"Oh, do you want to do like oils?" And I'm like, "Bro, it's just the more stuff I gotta." I'm like simple, dude. I'll eat the same meal every day if I just day after meal after meal after meal.
Yeah, for sure. No, I got oil in my plan, but I asked him if I could change it to avocado.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
I'm not
got
really a
it.
big oil fan. Maybe if like my food gets super, super high, maybe I'll want to do that. But like,
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm so hungry. I don't want to have oil as my fat. Like, I'm
Yeah, and
literally not
even
even
then,
gonna
I'd
notice.
rather put nut, but like I don't know, peanut butter tastes hell, bro. I'll put it on anything. Like
Yeah, me
peanut butter
too.
makes
Yeah,
everything better, you know.
yeah. Peanut butter is fire.
Yeah, you can put it in your cream. You can put it on the cream of rice. You can put it on your beef. You can put it on your chicken. Like you can put
Yeah,
it on the rice cakes. It don't matter. You can
yeah.
just
That
eat
shit
it.
always
Like
goes.
yeah.
Wait, so how have you noticed? It's like since being like more of a low fat guy, how have you noticed like I guess it's not high fat, but like the higher fats, like how have they
Like
affected like the
added, yeah,
performance?
basically added fats. Like that's what I say because I was never an added fats guy. Like, dude, my
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
like after junior, so I did junior USA's in 2025. So after that is when I did like my rebound from there. And I was super like just over fatigued, depleted. Like it was all bad. You know, my sleep was bad. I was working too much and trying to balance bodybuilding with it versus like this year I kind of took some time away from that and put more focus into bodybuilding. So I had a much like smoother prep. Um, but I mean, dude, I would be doing, 850, 900 grams of carbs a day, and my trace fats would be like 25,
Yeah.
like I was going like super, super low fat. So I don't know. I feel like just even because even on prep, like when Austin, because I was basically dieting, I started dieting I got up to 227 in January and I just looked like I'm 5'7.5". So I just looked like I was big, but I was like inflamed and I got my blood work done. My E2 was like 101.
Holy.
My carpal tunnel was super bad from the GH. Like I just didn't feel good. I was like, bro, I feel like my body's telling me like I need to just like pull back. So I started like dieting down just a little bit, dropping weight. And by like the end of February, I was already in pretty good shape. I was probably like 210 at that point, like looking pretty good. And I went to Arizona, visited one of my buddies, went to Scottsdale, got back, and then I was kind of like, um, still just going through with the deficit, whatever. I maybe got down to like 204, 205, and was kind of sitting there. Well, then Prob, because he doesn't live here in Fresno anymore. He was in Texas at the time. He's in Tampa now. But Prob had came to town for I don't know if he had a client competing here, or I know it was to see Andy though too before like his show. So he came to see Andy. Well, he came to see me at the gym and just looked at me in the posing room and he was like, "Bro, like you should do legions. It's in 4 weeks." Yeah, he's like, "Andy's doing legions. Like you should do that show." And I'm like, "You think I could be ready?" He's like, and Prob like won't lie to me. He would tell me like, "Nah." Um, he's like, "No, yeah, like you should do it." So I'm like, "Shit, if he's saying I should do it, like maybe I could." Um, but then I was thinking, like, bro, it's 4 weeks out from Junior USA's right now. Like, I'm still, but then I thought, like, oh, I'm not nationally qualified. Well, I didn't know. So Austin reached out to me. And I met Austin at Junior USA's last year. So
Okay.
how that happened was I'm gonna kind of bounce around a little bit, but
No, you're good.
um I Prob prepped me for Junior USA's. I won an overall 5 weeks before. The head judge there told me, "Oh, you should go to Junior USA's, whatever, blah blah." So I go there, and I just started watching Joseph Purcher's podcast, One More
Mm.
Rep,
Yeah.
and maybe for a couple weeks. And so I'm at check-ins, and I just hear this voice talking. I'm like, "Oh, I recognize that voice." And I look over, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Austin from the podcast." So I'm like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And I was talking to his client, Foley at the time. And so I was like, "Oh, what's up, bro? Like, I watched, I see you on the podcast." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, Austin." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, my name's Austin too." He's like, "No, no, no, I know you're Austin." I'm like, how do you know who I am? And it was funny because my buddy Shaw, who was being coached by Prob, he's a men's physique guy, was training partners with Austin at the time. And
Oh
me and
shit.
Shaw had just linked up in San Diego a couple weeks prior when Prob had competed, and we had trained together. We were hanging out. I had no clue that there was like, so he had already seen me through Shaw's page and stuff. So just right off there, we kind of like hit it off, whatever, got each other on Instagram. And then just throughout that year, like when I was doing my own coaching, I would message him and, "Hey, bro, I got a question on this." And he would always like get back to me, whatever. So he had reached out to me and was like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to be at Junior Nats. Like, what's up?" And I was like, he's like, "I'm gonna be at Junior USA's and Junior Nats. Like, are you thinking of doing it?" He was seeing my pictures. He knew I was kind of thinking of competing. And I was like, "I want to, bro, but I'm not qualified." And he looked up the rules and he's like, "Bro, you want to overall in 2025, like you're qualified up until the end of 2026." So I was like, "Shit, like, all right, I'm gonna do it." So um basically, I reached out to Austin to help me and it was weird because, like, I was so used to working with Prob always, and I didn't want him to feel like offended or nothing. But it's just, I feel like I needed something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially for Austin, like being someone who went from like men's physique to classic to open, like I think that's like super sick. And like, that's something that I would want. Like, I'm just trying to get massive, bro. Like, I don't care what division I compete in. Like, I want to like see, like, I want to look back when I'm done bodybuilding and be like, bro, I pushed my body to like the point I can push it to. You know what I mean? Um, And so, yeah, basically, I don't even know where I was going with that, but um, linking up with Austin and him taking over. So I basically just sent him what I was doing, and I noticed right away he then added in like some fats, and it was just weird. Like it was weird to me because I don't add any fats. But I was pretty low food when he took over my prep, and I think we only it was like 5 weeks out of junior nats that he took it over. And bro, the amount of food he got me eating within like 3 weeks was insane. Like, yeah, he had to dig me like at first, but then once he started feeding me, bro, we were on a at a point to where like I would have my low day and then my baseline day, and then he'd give me a high day, and it literally just cycled like that for probably 14 days straight, and the high day just kept getting higher and higher and higher, and I was probably dropping like I could look back at the tracker that he had me on, but like, dude, there were weeks where I was dropping like 5 6 pounds, you know,
Holy
and he
shit.
had me eating like, dude, my high days I was posting them, there were tons of food, like. And I'm like, bro, I've never had this on a prep. And I didn't know like actual like cardio. It was just tracking steps. I was doing like a fasted walk in the morning, but not like machine cardio. If I did have time to do it like post work at the gym or something, I would. But he was like, hey, if it's easier for your schedule, like let's just do steps. And I think the highest my steps got were 12,000, but like I always do more. I was doing like even right now, he's pulled me down to 10,000, and my check-in this morning I was averaging 14 a day.
Damn.
So I move a lot, you know what I mean? And I do my walks
Yeah.
after all my meals. I do a fasted walk in the morning, so it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Do you do a fasted walk or a post meal walk after your pre workout meal? So I've heard
Dude,
people
it's
like,
messed up, right?
no, you're good.
Um, I've been thinking about that this morning when I ate. I'm like, you know, because I eat and then I train typically like 60 to like 75 minutes after I eat that meal. You know, I'll do like get my stuff ready, get my intra ready, whatever. And I'm like, are you supposed to? Like,
Yeah.
so I've been, but like, it's like a, I don't know, like say after like meal three, I'll do like a 12-minute walk. It might be like a 7 or 8 minute walk after my pre-workout meal, you know,
Okay.
like, I don't know. That's like my bro science of like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I just skip it on the pre workout meal because my bro science, I'm like, I don't want to like lower my blood sugar before I go to the
yeah.
gym.
And plus I'm going to train and then, but then I'm like, oh my, like it might, you know, keep my insulin sensitivity good spot.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
so, dude, I know it's like, and I mean, I don't even know like are all bodybuilders doing their post meal walks every single meal, or is it just like 3 meals a day, or is it just like, oh, when you can, like, you know,
Yeah.
because that's the reason why my steps are so high too, because I'm like, bro, if I walk for 10 minutes after 5 meals, that's 5,000 steps easy right there. If I do a 20-minute walk fasted in the morning, that's at least 2,000. I'm already at 7K steps just from that. That's not even my daily movement. So I get another 7K, you know, training clients, moving
Yeah.
around, chasing my kids around, going to football practice, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I mean, yeah, I mean, after my
But I
post
think
workout
that'll,
meal, I do my walk. So, but that's a big ass meal. So, like, I'm gonna do that. I
yeah.
feel guilty if I don't. I'm like, bro, I can't sit with all this food in my stomach. You know?
Yeah. You're like bloated after your post workout.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like you doing so much activity, like that'll just help your rebound anyways. Like, I don't think it's like going to be deleterious if it's just doing steps. Like,
Yeah, he hasn't said nothing either. Like when I send him the check in, like you know, I obviously tell him like, hey, dude, I'm doing my fasted walk, my you know walks after my meals, and then that's just what my movement comes to. But like, sleep is good. Like I average like 7.5 hours a night for the most part. Some nights I'll get 8 or whatever. Um, so yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot. You know what I mean? I have a good routine down. So I definitely rather be moving a little bit too much than not enough. You know,
exactly.
at this point. So I'm 8 weeks post show. I'm up. I was 200 pounds this morning, so I'm up like I think like 20-ish pounds, 22 pounds from my stage weight. So, but my prep low was like I think 173. We dug like
Damn.
hard. Yeah, yeah.
No, your rebound has been so impressive to see. Like you almost look like you almost look leaner just because you're like harder than
Oh,
how
dude,
full
thank
you
you.
are.
It's
So
funny because like you know the like normies that like follow me, just like normal people, or like some of my like lifestyle clients to like message me like, bro, you need to go on stage like this, and I'm like, you guys don't get it though. Like this is like not gonna present itself well on stage. Like it doesn't, you know, it's a different type of like look, obviously.
yeah,
But yeah, like I'm still happy with like my especially my conditioning from the back, because dude, like I get so much harder from the front so much sooner. Like people will see me from the front, and they're like, dude, you're at 6 weeks out, and they're like, bro, you're ready. And I'm like, yeah, from a couple shots, and then I turn to the back and it looks like I'm fucking 4 months out, you know?
yeah,
Um, my legs too, like my legs get really, really like watery. Austin was noticing, during the peak, and when we all do an episode together, I'm sure he'll explain that. Like he was having a hard time kind of like reading, like, bro, are you flat still? Or like, are you, because your legs look watery. And then overnight, it would just, the fluid would drop off and I would wake up like legs are dry as hell. But, I think it was normal for me during prep to go to bed at like, whatever, let's just say like 188 and wake up at 179.
Damn,
Yeah,
like big
dude.
drops. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
big.
crazy.
Yeah, I pissed like a ton throughout the night. So,
Yeah.
which I also take my telmisartan and my HCTZ. It's in one before bed. So I think that obviously is going to have, an effect on that.
Wait, there's a 2-in-1. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Like they make like it's 40 Telma, 12.5 HCTZ.
It's
So
like made for people on GH or something.
yeah, yeah. That's the big thing for me, dude. Like I need, because even after uh I competed, Austin was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do right now. And he cut the HCTZ out, and immediately, bro, like just fluid came on. And like you could, or I had it in like the first like 10 days. He's like, okay, let's try pulling it. And he pulled it, and like immediately, bro, it's like my weight just kept going up day by day. Food didn't change, nothing changed. And like the look just got worse. He's like, okay, now let's throw that back in. So
Yeah.
I think for someone like me, I have to have it in, and it's not even a blood pressure thing. Like my blood pressure, if anything's on the lower side, but you
Yeah.
know.
So
Um,
you keep that in like year round almost?
hmm Yeah, like
Damn.
12.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Some people think it's like weird, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, that's used like in I think a lot of people are weird about it. It's like, oh, it's a diuretic, like, oh, you're gonna hurt yourself. But it's like, bro, I'm not like, I'm drinking 6 to 7 liters of fluid a day. I'm not
Yeah.
dehydrated. Um, and like that's what doctors prescribe to people with high blood pressure. Like having too much water on your body drives blood pressure up, so that's why they make the 2-in-1s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that, even lisinopril, like an ACE inhibitor, that usually comes in whatever the dosage is for lisinopril. I think it's like 25 mgs or whatever, and then it is 12.5 HCTZ as well. So I think people should not like be too afraid of that.
Yeah,
um,
for sure. You know, I have some clients too, like who like already came to me and they were like using it, and then I'm like, as long as your performance is good and like you're not cramping like all fucking day, then
yeah.
if you want to keep the water off with like the high GH, then like I don't really see a problem with it.
Yeah, see, because that was the thing too. Like when I was prepping for um so when I did Junior USA's in 2025, the regional show I did the Fresno Classic 5 weeks before, when Probit took over my prep, he had me cut out the HCTZ. I was already doing that. And he was like, oh no, I'll cut that out, bro. So I cut it out, and same thing, started gaining hella water. And then I told Prob, like, bro, I think it's the change. Like with cutting that, I was like, okay, just cut the GH. So then Prob just pulled my GH, and then I just didn't take GH. But I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna not use GH. Like, you know how it is. Like the look is different with it. Like it's just like that's one of the best things a bodybuilder could use. So I gotta just,
Yeah.
you know, whatever we could do to mitigate, the other side effects and stuff from it, I think is a better option.
Yeah, but
As long as you're healthy and stuff.
I have like 80 right now, like HCTZs, so I might have to throw that in if I start like putting on a ton of water in the rebound.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah. I mean, dude, you're super dry and stuff right now. Um, but it is always an option, And that was the thing, because Austin actually, during my like when I was self-coaching myself this past year, remember I had messaged him and told him about that, and he was like, oh yeah, dude, like it's normal to have that, and some guys even run it at 25 or whatever. And so I was like, okay, this dude thinks like similar to how I kind of think, like we kind of align in that.
yeah.
um so that's what also like had me leaning towards like, I think this guy like would be a good fit for me, and kind of help me out. And I feel like he's just really, he's changed my training a lot, how I execute things. And just it's different because like, I look at Austin more as like a mentor to me. So like I feel like I need to like live up to a certain standard, you know what I mean?
Y-
Versus like when I worked with, probably that's my homie, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah. You kind of feel like you can like have like more like lead in it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, go in your room, buddy. It's okay. They're being crazy.
Now you're good, bro.
I just before this, Sage is my oldest, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, kind of snack." And I was like, "Oh, I have these chocolate rice cakes right here. Like, you want some of these?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." Bro, I look back, he ate the whole sleeve. He's
Hell
six
yeah.
years old. I'm like, bro, what the hell,
Yo, he's carbing up, bro.
dude? Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so I wanted to get a little bit into how you got into bodybuilding, like to begin with.
Okay.
So originally, like, how did you start lifting? And then I guess how did you get into
Go from there.
bodybuilding like more
Yeah,
seriously?
so I'm 29 right now. Um, and I got my first gym membership. So I played like sports in high school and stuff like that. I wasn't like I was just like normal athletic. I wasn't like superstar or anything. And then in high school, I started playing, or I was playing football. I was like, bro, just riding the bench, like not getting any playing time. Like I was also just like skipping practice, like doing dumb stuff. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Sage, hey, quiet down, buddy. And so as I'm doing that, going my junior year, I remember my dad. He was like, hey, I'm thinking of getting a gym membership. My dad was always on and off in the gym. Like I grew up in the Bay Area, so like he worked out at, I don't know if you know Ed Corney. He was in Pumping Iron. He was Arnold's training partner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um, so the gym that like he worked out at, that's where my dad was. So my dad was around like all those like the 70s, 80s like bodybuilders.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was always, and he has like pretty good genetics. He was like just always in and out of it though. Like he would work out hard for 2, 3 years and then fall off for a year, and then he'd work out, but his diet was shit. So he like had some muscle, but he was like perma bulker, you know.
Yeah.
Well, then he was like, hey, I'm thinking of getting a gym membership, and this gym, if I sign up, I'm able to like bring someone for free every day. So like if I get you a gym membership, will you go? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, but you got to promise me that you're going to go Monday, Tuesday after school, Wednesday. My dad had Wednesdays and Sundays off from his job. So he's like, Wednesdays, we're going to go before school and after school. And then we're going to go Thursday, Friday after school, and Saturday mornings, you can rest Sunday. And you're fine. Hey, you're good. You're good. Go to the room. You're good. These boys. Sorry. And so I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So we would do like Monday chest tries, Tuesday back buys, Wednesday we would do legs in the morning, shoulders after school, and then repeat. And then on Saturdays we would do legs and shoulders together. And my dad's like super old school, bro. Like our chest day would be like 4 sets of 8 to 12 of incline barbell bench, flat barbell bench, decline barbell bench. 4 sets of
Mhm.
8 to 12, incline dumbbell press, flat dumbbell press, decline dumbbell press, 4 sets of pec deck, 4 sets of like every exercise you just did it. And my dad still trains like that. Like when he tries to train with me now, I'm like, oh dude, I'm just doing like a top set. He's like, what the fuck is this? Like he's like all confused. Um, so yeah, we did that, and I was training with him for 6 months, and then he got hurt. He got hurt at work, and he couldn't go anymore. So I just had to start going by myself. So at that
Yeah.
point, like 6 months in, I'm already starting to see like a little bit of changes. And I met some dude at the gym, this like big bodybuilder guy. I remember talking to him, and he was like, "Oh, dude, you got to eat 4,000 calories a day if you want to get big." So I was like, "Fuck, I got to start eating 4,000 calories a day." So I just started doing that, and I just got kind of like puffy and like, but I grew. I was young. I was like 135 pounds when I started lifting weights. Um, so then that happens, and my dad was like, "Hey, there's a bodybuilding show here, the Fresno Classic." This was in like 2000 and I think 12. It was the first year men's physique was a thing. I know that. And so he had saw a poster. He's like, "You want to go to it?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." It was at a high school here. So we go, and I see like the men's physique board shorts guys, and immediately I'm like, "Oh, bro, like I gotta do this. Because like when I got into lifting, like I started after my dad got hurt, I started getting on YouTube, and so that's when like Christian Guzman like first popped off on YouTube. Like this is when his first gym failed. He was still in college when I was watching him. Like Ziggs, Jeff Side, Matt Ogus, Chris Lovato, Physiques of Greatness, like all those dudes, were like big. So I'm following all their stuff, I'm watching all their stuff, I'm researching, I'm just reading everything. And yeah, so I get on we end up going to the bodybuilding show, right? I see these men's physique guys. I'm like, dude, I want to do that. Well, then they're like, oh, we're bringing out this guest poser, runner up for Mr. Olympia, Kai Green. He comes out with a mask on. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was so fascinated. I've never seen just anything like that. It was like mind blowing. You know what I mean? And I remember leaving there, and I was like, I told my dad, I was like, hey, I'm quitting football. I'm doing a bodybuilding show. Like that's all I want to do. And from there, my one of my buddies, Christian, his uncle, Sage, hey, go in your room and shut your door. I already told you to quiet down. Okay, I don't care. And my buddy, his uncle had competed like back in USA's against like Flex Wheeler, all these other guys in like the early 90s or whatever. And he was like a nutritionist here and a coach. So he was like, hey, dude, like if you want, go to him, like he'll discount coaching for you. So, dude, I had like $200. And so it was like an initial like $110 fee and then $60 every check-in every like once a month. So I gave him all the money I had to hire him. And I remember he like wrote my diet in like a little notebook. And I just thought I had to stick to it. So my dad, I remember my dad telling me like, hey, tell him that you don't have no money. I'm buying your food. So like you get oats, eggs, chicken, and rice. And so I just told him, dude, this is what my dad said he could buy me. So I did that and put on some size, and then I hired a local men's physique dude at the time. And he prepped me for my first show. So I did my first show at like, I think I was 18, almost, yeah, I was like 18, almost about to be 19. And I show up, get my ass kicked. I looked awful, right? I'm natural at the time. And this dude, he's actually one of my clients now, but this dude, he's crazy, like genetic freak. Um, he won all the classes, won everything. I remember backstage, he had asked me, like, hey, bro, um, like, what did you take? And I'm like, oh, like, creatine, protein. Like, he's like, no, no, like, what'd you take? And I'm like, that's what I took. He's like, no, no, no. Like, he said, I'm doing test, trend, mass, Winnie. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So I leave and I go home and look up test. I come across Boston Lloyd and I'm like, oh, bro, I'm about to be a professional bodybuilder in like 6 months. Like, what? So I start researching, all this stuff for like a couple months. And then that's when I think at 20 is then like when I kind of got into, becoming enhanced and stuff. And I just did it the complete like wrong way, because back then there was like no guidance where no one talked about it, everyone hit it like you weren't supposed to, you know what I mean? So you were just kind of shooting in the dark and hoping that you got it right.
So you mentioned to me like were you just taking orals when you started?
No, so I knew to take tests,
Okay,
but it was
okay.
probably bunk, like who knows.
Yeah.
So I had ordered so I don't even know how much I can say, but like the way I ordered it was like this. One of the coaches that I had was like, oh, I brought it up to him. He's like, oh, here, this is like a source basically. And this guy
Yeah.
was like in Thailand, and he would go into the pharmacies in Thailand and just take a picture of what they had. You would buy it that way, you'd Western Union money or whatever. So I'd read somewhere about like test, trend, and D-ball. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just get those. So I asked him to get me test, trend, and D-ball, right? But I knew like, okay, no, don't take the trend yet. You gotta save that. But I need that because trend's supposed to be like the best. So I'll use
Yeah.
that once I'm like after a couple months, once I'm peaked. So I get the test and the D-ball, and the D-ball, they were these little pink tie 10 milligram tabs. People from back then will like know what they were. It was 500 of them.
Yeah, I've heard of
and
those.
um and I probably was like, oh, I'm gonna take 500 tests or something like that, right? Well, I read somewhere online that like, oh, if you're trying to get big, take 10 milligrams of D-ball like with each meal. And bro, I was watching like Rich Piana and shit back then, so I was doing like 8 meals a day. So I'm taking 80 mgs of D-ball, bro, already like
Oh,
fat and puffy. And I remember my coach, I had a new coach at the time, and I said, check a picture, like, hey, bro, like, are you taking a Arimidex? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need to get a new source. Like, my right nipple just flared up so much, and like my nipples would hurt, but I didn't know that. Like, I'm like, whatever, I just got to get big.
yeah.
So I got super bad gyno from taking D-ball. I never got the surgery. Thankfully, I just did like Letro and Proviron. And hey, but in your room, stop running around. My bad, bro.
No, you're
These
good.
kids are just like so loud. Their mom's gonna be home soon. But yeah, thankfully I was able to shrink it with like Letro. I think I did Novadex and like Proviron. And after I caught it early enough to where it shrunk it. But yeah, dude, it was just that was all bad.
Yeah.
And then it just progressively became like, pro hormones were a big thing back then. So like Superdrol and like Epistane, and you're buying them from supplement stores. It was, dude, it was like I was just probably so toxic. I didn't get blood work for the first couple years because like you didn't even like talk about that. I remember the first time getting it done, I was like, bro, like this is like not gonna be good. And thankfully I was
Yeah.
okay. So I was like, maybe I was just because I was young.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're young, like you can kind of get away with some stupid shit.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, because like I was, 16 when I got into bodybuilding. So I was already like, bro, I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna. So I wasn't like doing
Yeah,
any
yeah.
rec drugs or anything like that. I wasn't abusing my body. I was already pretty good with eating, but then once I competed, then I got like super bad with like binging and stuff. Like I was just like, I thought, oh, eat big, get big. I'm taking advice from the wrong people. Like just you know how it is.
Yeah.
So it took a while for me to really like get my feet under me and like learn how to do it the right way. And I always had like problems because I like dude, I put so much like into researching everything about bodybuilding and watching. Like I've watched so many videos and have read so many forums and just everything, that like I had a hard time trusting people to coach me because I felt like I knew everything, which I didn't.
Right.
Um, But even now to this day, like when I, had hired Austin, it was like a big, like, I remember telling my wife, like, I don't know about this dude, like handing this over to someone. Like, I'm so, like, I'm a control freak with that stuff, but you learn that, like, dude, as bodybuilders, we need that. You can have all the knowledge in the world. You still need like that second set of eyes or that person telling you when to push you, when to pull you back. And, you
For
mature as a
sure.
bodybuilder. So,
Like it's like really easy to get like emotional about your own stuff, and then you don't always make the right decision. Like it's
dude,
nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just telling, like, I was telling my buddy Josh, who's one of my clients too, earlier today. And I was like, dude, like if I told you about the anadrols or whatever, like,
Yeah.
dude, if like if I go to the gym tomorrow and I don't like get an extra rep on something, like, I gotta throw in the anadrol. Like I'm not progressing, so like I must gotta throw that in. Like we upped the food, that didn't work. Okay, throw that in. And it's
Yeah.
like, dude, maybe you just didn't like progress this week and you will next week or whatever.
Yeah. For sure.
Um, so yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask you. So when did you get like your first like serious coach, and then you kind of like made like the biggest leap, I guess towards being like a more serious bodybuilder,
Dude, honestly,
or was that on your own?
yeah, so what had happened was I worked with that first guy I told you about, like the nutritionist. He didn't get me ready for a show though. Then I worked with the men's physique guy. He got me ready for he was like a local guy. Got me ready for my first show. After that, this coach reached out to me. He helped me for a little bit, the one that like noticed that I had gyno and stuff.
Mm.
And then there was she's actually a pro, what's the one where they do the routine?
Women's physique.
Women's
Oh,
fitness or whatever. She turned
honestly,
pro
don't
in
know.
women's physique, but she does like the where they do the like routines and stuff. I don't know. Anyways, she was coaching another women's physique IFBB pro for me. She was coaching a lot of like local competitors. So I went with her. Um, but she was super like cookie cutter, like just like super like low carb, like more like keto type diets. Your cycle was gonna be uh, a
Just like
cc of your cut blend, your test prop, trinase, mass prop every other day. Like and I worked with her for a little bit and then I backed out of a show with her. She then didn't coach me. I then self-coached myself for a show and it was like the worst thing ever, dude. I like abused thyroid and just I was binging. It was like super bad. So then after that, I took a break from competing and I was just in my head. I was like, I need to just get bigger. I need to get bigger. That's what it is. I'm probably like, I'm 21 at the time. And I remember I started putting on size and doing my own thing, coaching myself. And I was on like, dude, I remember I was taking like probably 750 test, maybe like 400 EQ. And I was taking like 30 milligrams of super draw a day. This is like in an off season, right?
holy shit.
And I was just eating like my diet, bro, was like, I remember I would do I would wake up, I'd do like 6 whole eggs and like 2 bagels, and then I would do like 8 ounces of beef, 2 cups of rice twice a day. I would do like chicken and rice once a day or like a shake. And then my last meal would just be whatever I wanted. Whether it was McDonald's, Panda Express, pizza, it didn't matter. I would just eat out and I was like, I'm just gonna try and put on as much weight as I can. I thought that was like smart. So every day, bro, I'm going to the gym, I'm stronger. I'm hella like watery, puffy, getting stronger. And I remember my wife, she tells me that she's pregnant with my first son. I'm like, oh shoot. At that time, bro, I was not in a good spot to like have a kid. Like financially, just I was so like into bodybuilding. I was working like a minimum wage job. I had like nothing at that time, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. Dude, not even 2 weeks later, I go to the gym and my buddy was giving me shit because my chest was like a weak point. He's, oh, bro, you got to bench, you got to bench, you got to bench. So I'd been benching for a couple weeks and I went with one of my powerlifting buddies and warmed up 135, 185, 225. Well, then I do 275 for like 12 reps. And I probably could have done it for like 16, 17, but I just racked it and I was like, okay, my shoulder's kind of tight. Let me do it one more time. So I do 275 again. Do it for like 8 to 10, probably could have done it for like 12 to 15. I'm like, damn, this like left shoulder's a little tight. I would ever go up to 315. Go up to 315, tear my pec. And I remember, dude, like being so down on myself at the time and like I was just like, dude, I'm having a kid. I can't get a surgery right now. Like, this is now I'm just not in the position for this. And I feel like that was like my wake up call on like, bro, you got to get your life together. And so that's what kind of took me away from bodybuilding for a little bit. And I really started to focus on that's when I started, my in person training business. I really started coaching people a lot heavier. I started a supplement company at the time, like a pre workout at the time. Um, and I felt like it was a blessing in disguise. So for a couple years, I was really just busy with that. I was like lifting weights and stuff, but I wasn't bodybuilding, bro. Like I wasn't living like a bodybuilding lifestyle. I was eating like clean, but I wasn't like tracking everything or I'm doing like if it fits your macros. I'm not like
Yeah.
training. I'm going to the gym. If I want to hit arms, I'm hit arms. And so then I really didn't get back into it until so Prob, I had met Prob, I got him into bodybuilding, whatever, blah, blah. He had then started coaching. He then convinced me to do a show. He's like, bro, you should do a show. People would like, it'd be good for your business, da da da. So he started prepping me for a show here. Well, I was ready early. So we did a show actually in San Diego the week
Oh yeah.
before. And I convinced my dad to do a show. So at the time I'm prepping for the show, I'm prepping my dad for the show as well for Masters. And so I do the show in San Diego. I did classic and men's physique. And I remember I was just gonna do men's physique, and we were at TG at the gym in San Diego,
Oh, that's
and
where I train
probably,
at.
huh?
That's where I train at.
Oh, which one
The one in PB.
is that? Is that the
That,
one where Chris
that's like
Cormier's
the
at?
OG one. That's the OG one. I don't know, like the
Yeah,
first
I
one.
think so. One of the gyms here, that's where one of the owners moved out here, and he opened up a gym here. So we have like
Mm.
a crazy, like badass gym here from that. Yeah, TG's sick, bro. That's where I train at when I go to San Diego. It's like, yeah, I love it. But we're there, I remember, and we were in the post room. He's like, hey, like drop your like shorts, and
Mm.
he's like, shit. And I've always had like good quads, you know. So he's like, dude, your legs look sick. Like, I think you could do classic. I'm like, really? He's like, oh, bro, I don't have trunks. Prob's like, hold up, and he like saw a dude in the gym that he knew like through one of his coach at the time. It was like one of his clients said, hey bro, do you have any class trunks? Guy's like, actually I have a pair on me. And he's like, dude, can we borrow them? So the guy let me use his class trunks, which I lost at the show, bro. I fucking lost them there. So I
Holy
had to
shit.
message the guy and like Venmo him for his classic trunks. But I did classic, and I won my novice class, my open class. I won my men's physique novice and open class, and then I lost the overalls. Cuts had some guys in the show, so his guys had beat me. So then that following week, I didn't want to compete after. I wanted to like just grow after that, but I had already told my dad I would do a show with him. So then I came back to Fresno, did the show with my dad. Same thing. I won both my class open classes in men's physique and classic, but I lost the overalls. Um, and so then I kind of just did my own thing. I think for like that was in like 2022 or 23. So then I didn't come back till last year. And really, I started dieting for my bachelor party. We were going to San Diego. Um, get to my bachelor party, and Prob's obviously there. He comes to town and he sees me, and he's like, "Bro, he's once again." He's like, "Oh, you should compete. You should compete. You should compete." He's like, "Just do the Fresno." But I'm like, "Bro, the Fresno's a week after my wedding." He's like, "Fuck it, like do it." So then I was like, fuck it. So I prepped for, it was really just started with me getting in good shape for my bachelor party and for my wedding. And I ended up prepping for that show. And I remember I had like no expectation going into it, but I was a lot better. And I won the overall there, which I was like over the moon. I couldn't believe it. And so I was planning to compete in San Diego with Prob the following week, but then Bill, the head judge, was like, "Hey, dude, you should do Junior USA's. Like your legs are fucking crazy. Like I think you could do a really good job there. Obviously, you need more back, you need more tissue, but like I think you have a good chance. You know, you have 5 weeks, get a little bit harder, whatever." And so I looked at Prob and was like, "Let's do it." So went straight through to Junior USA's, did that, and then basically did my own thing all last year, and then that's when Austin took over this year. So really like Prob was my only like real coach that I let like help me, you know. And even then he was way more lenient with me than like he would be with any other client, you know, at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Because like he just knew how I was and how much of a control freak I was, so he would just work with me on things.
Mm.
Versus like me working with Austin now, it's like I feel like, oh, I just gotta listen to him. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
tell him, you know.
Yeah.
So um yeah, and it's just crazy now because Prob's escalated to freaking just. I mean, he was nuts. Even when I prepped him for his first show, I remember a couple weeks out, he was like, "Hey, dude, like, just so you know, like, after this show, like, I already hired Kuba. I'm gonna work with Kuba or whatever." Da 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 da. He worked with Kuba. He did the J3 University. Like, he went full send with that. So it's pretty cool to see like what he's doing now and the success he's having. You know,
For
um,
sure.
especially once him and Andy like linked up because Andy worked with Jansen before, and Andy's always had crazy potential, you
Yeah.
know. But just I feel like kind of got held back by bad coaching, not Jansen per se, but like other coaches too. And so then when he had saw Prob working with me and being like giving Prob that chance, I mean, bro, they it really did a lot for him. So it's pretty cool
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. They both came up like together, bro. It's sick.
Yeah, 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 it's dope. So I'm trying to go to the Olympia this year. I want to be there for Prob, with having Nick in it, and he's got E-Man as well, and then for Andy too. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was thinking about going there, but I was just gonna get like an Airbnb or something because like
let me know,
there's.
bro, because me and Josh are gonna get an Airbnb if you want to come crash with us.
Oh, bad. Wait, who's
Yeah,
Josh?
Josh is the guy that I prep for USA's. You've seen him on my Instagram.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
been posting him. He's one of my good friends too. He wants to go too, so I was like, bro, let's just get an Airbnb because I won't stay with Prob. Like like I'm
yeah. And then
very
he's gonna have
like.
like the athletes and shit.
Yeah, bro, I don't want
Yeah,
to be in the way. You know what I mean? I like I'll
yeah,
be in my own space, I'll go visit him, whatever. He's gonna have Andy and Nick and all that. So, but I want to go train. You haven't trained at New Tech yet?
Nah.
Oh, it's while I was there for USA's, I ran into Keon there. It's
Holy
just
shit.
the energy in there, bro. The AC was out, so it's hot, which I like, and I'm just like
Yeah.
the equipment, bro. It was just it's a badass gym. It's sick.
But yeah, TG has no AC, so in the summer it's like some real shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, you're in San Diego though, bro. So the weather's good.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I'm in
true.
Fresno, bro. It was like 109 yesterday here. So when the AC's out of the gym here, it's brutal.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fucked up, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so coaching wise, I never really worked with like a lot of coaches. Like I said, I was always just kind of experimenting on myself, which in hindsight, that obviously held me back a ton. Just because it's just different, and I don't know, I feel like as a bodybuilder myself, I've lacked like confidence in like me as a bodybuilder and competing. And so like that was a big thing with Austin, dude. Austin like really drilled in my head, like, bro, you are meant to do this. Like you live that lifestyle, you've nailed you've checked every box, like da 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 da. So he really like got me in a good headspace with that versus like Prob's my homie. And like I remember during prep, like for junior states, like, hey bro, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready. He's like, oh, if you want to do it, don't do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, what the fuck? Like I need a little boost. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying baby me, but come on now.
Yeah, no, it's hard with your homies, like especially like I'm prepping my homie and then sometimes he'll be like, dude, like I'm so hungry, like can I have some food? And I'm like, dog, like I'm sorry, bro, but
No,
no.
yeah, yeah. It's a weird line, right? When you have that. So
Yeah.
that's what, and obviously me and Austin are hella cool now. It's like my brother, but like I call him my brother, but like it's still a different dynamic because he's like big bro,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
I trust him like that, and he knows I do. So he's made this process like seamless.
Yeah. And like you said, like with the like respect factor, or like you kind of wanna, I don't know if like impress is the word, but you kind of want to like show out
No,
for your
impressive.
check-in.
I told him, yeah, and especially because like with him reaching out to me and being like, oh, like I'm gonna be a junior now, so let me know if you want to, kind of run it together. Like to me that just showed like, bro, it would be like disrespectful of me to not give him 110%,
Yeah,
like for him to believe in me like that, I need to give him that to like prove to him that he was right, you know what I mean?
for sure.
So I hold myself to a higher standard because of that, and because just like seeing, for me with him, what I like is that he is still a bodybuilder too. So like when I'm talking to him and telling him something, like he knows what I'm going through. Even like during prep, bro, like I remember he had told me, yeah, bro, we're probably gonna get down to like 183-ish, and then we'll just kind of coast in, we'll build your food back up, blah blah. And maybe like 3.5 weeks out, we were at that, and I'm feeling good. And he was building my food back up. Well, then he had messaged me like, hey bro, like, are you good for a top on a call later? And I'm like, yeah, is everything cool? He's like, yeah, everything's really cool. I just want to talk to you about a couple things. I'm like, okay. So I call him like, what's up, dude? And because we weren't talking like that.
Yeah,
And he was like, oh, I'm just kind of looking at your pictures and this and that, and like these things. Like he's like, what do you think of like us pushing down a little bit further and like really pushing the conditioning harder? And I was like, bro, I'm all for it. Like, I don't think I'm peeled. I don't think I'm peeled enough. I never think I'm peeled enough. Like, let's do it. And he just wanted to make sure, like, mentally that I wasn't like gonna be tripping or like to anything. Like like the way he worded it and how he was about it. Like, he just has a weird way of like understanding how to like speak to you and get through to you and get you to understand like, hey, this is why I think we should try this.
right.
um and I appreciate that about him. So he explains his reasoning on it and like why he thinks it could be beneficial or what could go wrong or whatever. And I thought that was really cool. So I think he just has a lot of experience with that, and because he knows as a bodybuilder what it's like, um it's just different. And I know a lot of people give him shit because he's still a competitor. Like, oh, how can you be a full-time coach and still compete? But like, he does it, dude. This guy's a fucking machine. Like when I was with him in Tennessee, like he does not sleep. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. You know,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never like I've been very fortunate to work with him and with Prob. Like I don't know two people that are more like dedicated to their clients. Even like, bro, when Prob came here for that Fresno show, bro, he was coming to my house at 4 in the morning when I'd wake up because I'd have clients at 5. He's like, "Oh, I'll come look at you at 4." He would drive to my house.
Holy shit.
Like, bro, why are you like? That's how like dedicated he was and how much he cared. So, um, yeah, I've been very lucky to work with both of them. There's like I probably wouldn't work with anyone else besides one of them.
Yeah, that's like super like, I don't know, it's just crazy. Like I respect that so much because it's like even like I just recently started coaching, like I'm newer to it, and like the reason I hired a coach is because like I just don't want the stress of like coaching myself because
Yeah,
like I'm
dude.
already have like so much shit going on. I feel like I'm busy like all the time. So like
It's crazy how much like that of a difference that makes, like with you saying that, because I didn't realize how much I was stressing myself out with doing my own thing versus now I just wake up and people are like, oh, what do you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, oh, was your coach gonna? I don't know.
yeah,
I literally don't care. Like, I'm just doing what he asks, and
yeah,
whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
um, yeah, that's and then I feel like it allows you to then focus on your clients more. You
yeah,
know,
exactly,
because you're
yeah,
able to just put your all into them, and all you're doing is just checking your boxes. You
yeah.
know,
And this
so
diet, like when he dropped my food hella low, like it was like the easiest shit because I didn't even check the macros or the calories or anything. I just fucking weighed my shit out and I didn't worry about it.
and just went with it. Yeah. How, like looking back at it, do you know how low you went with the food?
Yeah, yeah. It was 310 carbs on training days, 38 fat, and then like 200 something protein.
So you have a pretty good metabolism then, dude.
Yeah, yeah. My
Like for
metabolism's
your
pretty
size, yeah,
fast.
dude. So when you like, what do you weigh right now?
I'm like 181.
Oh yeah. So when you like really blow up, dude, you're gonna be just ripping through food.
I know I'm not even like full yet. Like, cause like in the past couple of days of him increasing my food, like it's only been like 3 days so far. Like every day, like I'm just like a little fuller, but I still like flatten out by the end. So like I'm excited to get like
How
finally
tall are
like
you?
full blown. I'm like five. I don't know. Sometimes they say 5'8", sometimes they say 5'9". So
Okay, so you're a little taller than me.
yeah, yeah, I'm a
And how
little
old are you?
taller. I'm 21.
Oh damn, yeah, you're young too, dude. Yeah, yeah, you're in a
Yeah,
good spot. You're in a
I
very
just
good
started.
spot.
Well, I didn't just start gear, but like a lot of my um like time on gear was just basically doing like TRT and then like trying every oral ever. I would just do
Oh yeah.
cycles of like super
Which one did you
draw.
like best?
Bro, super draw, bro. Super draw is fucking
Really?
awesome.
Yeah, I used to get fucking strong on Super. Like I said, I tore my pec on it. You know, it
Yeah.
was funny because when I took Super Draw, it was like I remember telling people every day I went to the gym. It was like we had a Cybex. I used to train at this health club here. We didn't have like hardcore gyms yet, but they had a Cybex hack squat. You know, that super heavy one. And bro, it was like, all right, 3 plates in a 25. Next week, 4 plates. Next week, 4 plates. Like the numbers were just jumping like crazy. Blood pressure was probably through the roof. I wasn't checking it. You
Yeah.
know, just a shit show. But yeah, now I'm more of like a I didn't even use Super Draw for this prep. I haven't even used Super Draw since probably I tore my pec. But I like Anadraw a lot. I'll throw in Anavar here and there. On prep, Winnie, Proviron, maybe a little bit of Halo at the end.
Yeah, I'm like test EQ, Anavar, Anadrol. That's like my
EQ's my shit, dude. EQ's like,
yeah, I love EQ.
yeah,
And
I was using that, and when Austin took over my prep, that's what I was on. I had like some Mass and Primo, but I was more so just like, I don't want to use them. I don't like have to, I felt no reason to. But then he did swap it out. I think it like 5 weeks out. Um, for we till we pulled the EQ, and then I put in. He wanted me just to do Mass, but I was like, hey, bro, I have Mass and Primo. Like, can we just split it? Like, half and half. Like, and he's like, are
yeah.
they both like trusted? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's cool.
Did you
So
notice like a visual difference at all when you threw those in?
I don't know, man, because I was heavier, dude. Like, I really liked my look before
Mm,
I switched it like to the Mass and Primo. But it's just hard to say, dude, because me and Austin have compared the pictures, and like I just don't think I was hard enough from the back. Like I was a lot more bubbly, and like my quads like had a lot. Like I feel like I lost my legs towards the end of prep, but I just also think for me to get to that condition, I had to, because I was peeled, bro. Like even at junior nats, even with the leg infection, everything I had going on. Um, JC, who won my class, he's a pro now. I remember he came up to me before we went out. We were just backstage pumping up, and he was like, "Bro, you are like shredded, like you are peeled." So I knew I was in good shape. I felt like really really good about that. Um, I just think I need to put more tissue on the rear so that when I diet down hard, I don't have to go so far for that like to actually show.
yeah.
I got like the Chinese guy genetics, bro, for bodybuilding. Like I feel like I have like smaller waist, like good abs, like somewhat bubbly, good quads, glutes can't get hard and no back. Like
Dude, yeah, I have no back, bro, so I'm with you on that.
yeah, I'm like, man, I'm trying everything for back right now, but
Dude, but from the
you
front, like even on the upper body, like your shit is so crazy. Like
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I got the pec tear. Thankfully, I tattooed over it to try and kind of hide it a little bit.
I didn't even know you had it, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I feel like I do okay at hiding it. Um, but yeah, it's really just bringing. bringing my back up, man. That's the main thing, you know. I
Yeah.
can tell already from this rebound, my arms have came up to match my delts a little bit more. I feel like, I feel like my arms look the best like they've ever looked. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to see just kind of how things shape up these next couple months.
And kind of what are your like plans moving forward? Like obviously like you're trying to bring up your back and your arms and stuff, but like in terms of like shows and competing, like
Competing, yeah. So, I don't know, man. I don't have so with junior nats. I remember going into that. Um, I was mad I didn't do junior USA's because I'm a class B guy, and I
mhm.
heard there was only like 8 guys in it. And the year that I did it, bro, there was like 35 guys. The year previous, right? So I was like, damn, like and Prob had texted me. He's like, bro, you would have turned pro here, like da 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 da. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I would have like jumped into that, you know. But me and Austin were shooting for junior nats. So, you know, obviously we get ready for junior nats, and I competed on a Friday. The show was on a Friday, and Sunday I got a leg or no, well, Friday I got the actual leg infection, but Sunday's when I caught it and when I started the antibiotics, and it just got worse and worse throughout the week. Like I think because it was like trying to heal it. Like bro, I was like limping on stage. You know, I couldn't even like flex it. When I flexed it, it was just a puddle of water. It spread on my whole leg. I did like an injectable L-carnitine shot, and then I went and got a massage later that day, and I don't know what happened, but I've never had an infection in my life, and yeah, that had happened. So that sucked. And so, but in my head, I was already telling Austin, like, hey, if I don't turn pro here, but I get like a first call out, I want to do Universe a couple weeks later. And if I don't get it there, I want to do USA. He's like, I'm just gonna run the gauntlet. Like, fuck it, I feel good. Like, let's do it. And he's like, cool. So then the infection happens for junior nats. And that Sunday we had got some like bad, just like an unexpected death in my wife's family had happened. So that was like really bad and just really bad timing. So I knew like, bro, this is gonna be hard, like trying to go through prep and then figuring out like what we're gonna do with these funerals and this and that. And they weren't like in town, you know? Um, so once I came off stage from junior nats, I remember I got second call outs, and which I was pretty happy about, honestly, just knowing that like, dude, my legs jacked up, like, you know, I came in peeled, like that's if like I came in peeled, I'm happy with my look. Like when I woke up that morning, I had never been so happy with how I looked, so I was good. Like I'm not a guy that's like, oh, like the placing means everything. Yeah, I want to win. Yeah, I wanted to turn pro, but like I'm very realistic, bro. And I knew like, bro, you know, I got to a low of 173. Like that's 14 pounds under my weight cap. Like at a national show, I got to be realistic, you know. So I remember coming off stage, and Austin's already like, bro, he was crazy backstage. Like this fool was like, when I would come off, like after like my little like when they, you know, you walk out and you do like your turns with everyone, and then you come out and you do your solos. Bro, he's backstage coming up to me like, hey, I got honey, hey, I got water. What do you need? Are you good? Like he's like just right there, bro. Like just making sure I'm cool, you know. And like other clients or competitors are calling me like, hey, your coach is looking for you. Like he's, you know, he's trying to, you need your bands, whatever. So then after I come off of stage, and I was obviously second call outs, literally right when I get back there, he's at the stairs behind the stage. He had already ran back there. And he was like, hey, dude, he's like, if you want to like get to the next level, there's one thing I need you to do as a bodybuilder. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I fucked up my posing. Cause he was like drilling me on posing the past couple days, like leading up to it, you know, really, really drilling me on it. And he was like, you just need to be bigger. And I just started laughing, and I'm like, bro, like I know I need to get bigger. I was like, let's fucking do it, you know? So right then and there, we already knew, like, I remember he had a men's physique guy doing the pro show that night. Bro, we had got home not even 2 hours. He goes to the men's physique prejudging that night, and he texts me while I'm at the Airbnb. He's like, all right, I just sent you over like your new training program. This is the reverse. Like, bro, he had already done it all. Like that's how like on top of it he was. Like when I get back, I'm gonna like discuss it with you. Keep in mind, he has a client competing that night. Already had like all his other check-ins that day. But he's like, oh, when I get home or when I get to the Airbnb, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna run you through it, how I want you doing things, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like this guy's like on it, you know. Um. So then, yeah, basically we then decided to start the reverse right there, and we kind of were like the following week, like he was like, shit, dude, you're looking really good right now. My leg cleared up that by probably by like, so I competed Friday. My leg looked better probably by like Monday or Tuesday. Like I just missed it, bro. Like just after it cleared up. And he was
Fuck.
like, bro, like, should we run Universe? And I was like, nah, dude, like, it's just with the family stuff, it's already too late. I'm already in the mindset of like, I want to get big. And I was like, and at the end of the day, bro, like, what does it matter if I go and hit Universe? Like, I still need to put on more muscle. Like, I'm still under muscled.
Right.
And I can accept that, you know? So right now, really the plan is just to grow. I don't have any plans to compete this year. I like nationals would be cool in December. I think it's a little too soon, but
Yeah.
December's just hard for me because uh my oldest's birthday is October 12th. My wife's birthday is October 27th. My baby, his birthday is November 1st. My sister's November 3rd. Thanksgiving, Christmas, my dad's birthday is right after. So I like the end of the year is really, really busy for me.
Mm.
So I just think that would be like not too good. So maybe I'll run the shows like maybe Junior USA's Junior Nats again next year. But I'm not really putting like a timeline on it, bro, because I just want to grow and like
Yeah.
if I can just keep progressing, like I mean, ideally, if Austin wants me to be a light heavyweight bodybuilder, you know what I mean? So, which I'm down for that. I'm down to be light heavyweight, heavyweight, whatever. Like, I want to be as big as I can be. So, I told him I don't want to hold back. I like just let's do this. So, no like real hard plans yet. Like, I bodybuild because I enjoy like bodybuilding and the actual like process of it. Competing I like too, but I'm not like one of those guys of like, oh, I need to stay in the classic because this is where I look my best and like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the biggest, freakiest I could be, and whatever that elicits in me, bro. If I don't ever turn pro because of that or whatever, like, I just want to be a freak. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
So I think that's why I'm with the right guy with that too. So
Hell yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
no, fucking Austin looked insane at his show.
dude. Yeah, I man, I've been man. He pissed me off because I was like, bro, you got to do a national show, and I didn't know this, you know. And Austin will probably talk to you about it when we do one, or if you just do one with just him too. But like, he had never won an overall till that show that he just won. And I didn't know that, you know, because he's like, to me, I look at him like, bro, you're a fucking freak, you
Yeah,
know?
dude, dead
And
ass.
he kind of, the night before Junior Nats, he gave me his rundown on all his shows and how, like, basically he had done Junior USAs and got like third call outs and he was like super off. Um, he was out of shape. So diets a couple more weeks, does Junior Nats and gets like fourth place, misses his pro card by 2 spots. Does like USAs, gets like third, misses pro card by a spot. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the year off. I'm gonna come back. I'm turning pro next year. Comes back the next year, gets like fourth place, then gets like third call outs, then gets third call outs again. And he was basically just kind of telling me, like, bro, people think, and that was kind of my thing, because when I did Junior USAs last year, out of like 35 guys, I got like 15th or 16th or something, right? So I was like, all right, dude, if I can be first call out like that, that'll be like good. Like you think you deserve a placing because you've already placed a certain way, and that's not how it works, you know? Like it's all about who shows up and what the judges are looking for and who's on and who's not. And so talking to Austin about that and hearing, he was like, dude, I've never even won an overall. And I was like, what the like, what do you mean? Like, but I was like, but bro, clearly you will. And like I could even see in him, like it's almost like he didn't have that confidence in himself. Like it had been so I even was joking with him um a couple weeks ago, I was like, bro, like, I did Junior USA's, got third call, did Junior Nats, got second call. And I'm like, honestly, bro, when I do compete again, like, say it is next year, I'm going to hit like 5 regional shows just to get my confidence up. Like, I'm trying to like sweep them, win hella overalls. I'm like, because, I'll hear like Luke Pritchard, like some of these other bodybuilders talk about, like, bro, once you turn pro, like, that might be the last time you ever win a show.
For
Like, and
sure,
for
yeah.
me, that would definitely be the like reality of it. Like, if I turn, like, if that is to ever happen for me to turn pro, I'll go do a pro show with Andy because that's my boy, and it would just be fun to get pictures with him. And then, like, I would, if I did compete, it would just be to like literally to compete against myself. As stupid as that sounds, like I'm very realistic with myself. I know I would not be winning pro shows to go to an Olympia. You know what I mean? Nor do I think I'd want to be doing that. As I'm 29 now, like at that point, I'd be a little bit older, and I don't know how long I want to be pushing my body like that. Um, so I'm like, so these guys say, like, dude, enjoy your amateur career. So I'm like, bro, like even like my friends like that aren't into bodybuilding, none of them know. Like when I won the Fresno class, they thought I was Mr. Olympia, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna go hit every regional show in California and just try and get hella dubs and just be like, look, like this is cool, and then hit like a national show and see what happens.
Dude, hell
So
yeah.
get my confidence up a little bit.
No, that's the way to do it, bro. Like you just
Yeah.
like enjoy the fucking time that you have.
Yeah,
Like,
because honestly, dude, when I won the overall at Fresno, there was no feeling like it, man. I was on cloud nine. It was just tough because then I went straight into the Junior USA's prep, and I already, you know how we are as bodybuilders, like I already had my mind on another goal. I didn't really get to like sit there and enjoy, like, damn, dude, I just like got married, and I was just doing this for this, and I just got to win this with my best friend coaching me, and like, you know,
yeah.
all of that. So yeah, we'll see what's next. But dude, I just want to keep growing and progressing, and then kind of I'll always run it by Austin and talk to him and kind of see what the plan is. But as of right now, nothing this year.
Hell yeah.
What about you? You
Um,
competing anytime soon or no?
Probably not anytime soon because I competed last year. Um, so kind of what happened is like I was on TRT for a long time because I was finishing up school last year. So I was like
Okay.
just focusing on like school and trying to do like my business. So I wasn't really like I mean, I wasn't really progressing, but then I realized I was low key being like more neurotic with my diet because I was like, I'm not on any drugs, so I need to like be so much more locked
Super.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Which I mean, that's good though. That makes you a good bodybuilder, bro.
yeah, for sure. So and then I realized like I was because like I'm like new, so I was still progressing on fucking TRT. So I was like, bro, like whatever, bro, let's just start blasting. But when I competed, I was like 169, and I'm like more on the tall side, so I was like very small.
Mhm.
So I guess like my goal would just be to just like put on as much muscle as possible. I kind of want
Okay.
to get to like, well, I don't know, I don't want to put a weight on it, but ideally I would try to get to like 200 this off season, and then
Okay.
in pretty good
Like
condition. Like
in good shape. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't ever really get fat. Like at the end of my last off season, I was eating
You
5,000
do
calories.
classic or
Yeah, classic. Because my legs are like my best body part.
okay.
So I definitely would do classic. But yeah, like even at the end of my off season last time, I was eating 5,000 calories, and my glutes were still like had a little bit of lines.
Well, so you
So
stay pretty lean and you're young, dude. So that's a good thing. Like I
yeah,
feel like younger guys usually have like that like call it like thicker skin or whatever, you know, like
yeah,
I definitely have noticed with me as I've gotten a little bit older and figure I've been doing this since I was 16, like training, and I've always trained consistently. That's never stopped, you know, and I've always stayed lean. Like I've never lost my abs. I've never like gotten fat. Like if I, same thing, like whenever I've gotten like busy in life, or I'm just like when my wife was pregnant with my, you know, my kids or whatever, and I'm on TRT, um, literally I would just pull my food down. Like I can just I have no problem with just like eating a little bit less and like staying
yeah,
lean, and you know what I mean. But I've noticed as I've gotten older, like the muscle maturity, the look, like everything's starting to change. I'm really starting to like come into that, and so I think now I'm like, bro, if I really push the envelope these next couple years, I think it'd be cool to see like what I could do.
yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, because yeah, for me, like I do stay pretty like dry and pretty lean, but my like limiting factor, I guess, is like how much size I can put on. Like I do not grow as fast as like most people.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it takes time, man.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
it takes time. I think like I mean, bro, put it this way. I got it last year I got up to 227. So in my head, I was like, bro, I'm not even gonna make my classic cap. There's no I have abs. There's no way I'm making 187. Bro, I
Yeah,
got 14 pounds under that. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
like I didn't realize how like puffy and watery and just everything that I got. So um yeah, I just think it takes time, you know.
yeah, for sure.
When you hired Hilly, was there anyone else you had in mind that you were like going like thinking of hiring as well?
Yeah, I talked to Compton as well, but he was telling
Okay.
me like he's super busy. Because I did kind of want to do like this like rebound kind of
Mhm.
approach,
Dude,
but I
that's
kind
sick.
of
You're gonna have him on the pod. That's so sick.
yeah, dude, I'm so hyped on that.
Yeah.
But so I just talked to Hilly and was kind of like, yo, I kind of want to do like a Justin Compton like rebound kind of thing, and he
Uh-huh.
was like, yeah, let's run it. He was like, as
Yeah.
long as you're like not having like off plan meals, like we can just like ramp your fucking like on plan food like crazy.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, cause like my issue too, like my metabolism is pretty crazy, honestly. Like the reason I was dieting this hard this time, like normally I would be able to eat more. It's just that I went on vacation and I was
That threw you
off.
off.
I was off everything, and I also like was just eating like a piece of shit. So
Yeah. Just kind of set you back a little bit.
yeah, for sure.
It's funny
I
because I've seen like the rebounds like Percher's been posting with his guys too, and like he's been seeing a lot of success with his clients and stuff. He's like another good one with the rebounds. Like he's
yeah,
known for that
exactly.
right now, you
Yeah,
know?
he was coached by Compton too. So
Yeah, yeah. I've
yeah,
watched all his stuff. Like I think he's especially obviously Austin's like tight with him. So
yeah, yeah.
um
That's
yeah,
funny
I
you say
think
that because I just DM'd Joe yesterday and I was like, bro, like I put like three of my clients up like 30 pounds like following this like rebound
oh
philosophy.
yeah, yeah.
So
You've had him on the pod, right?
yeah, yeah, I did have one
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
his story's like cool too, you know what I mean? Just cuz like he's like been in the like game for so long, and I
yeah,
just like how like blunt he is. Like he don't even care. He just says it how it is. He doesn't care like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. No, I appreciate his like honesty of with everything, and like
Yeah.
also like how he came from like the J3U camp and then kind of like
Yeah, and like
matured
cuz
into his own
it's
thing.
dude, like you hear guys like get married to like something they say and then they don't want to like go back on it even though they don't agree with it anymore. So for him, you'll hear him say like, "Oh, bro, I used to think this, I was wrong." Like,
Yeah.
bro, that's what makes us like that's what makes you better as a coach and as a bodybuilder is like
Yeah.
learning that like because I did that, bro. Like before, like when Prob had before I worked with him for the overall and for Junior USA's when I was doing my own thing, bro, I was watching like, a bunch of Dr. Todd Lee. So I was doing like 250 tests and a gram of mass. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
my hair's falling out and I look like shit, you
Yeah.
know? And I'm just the complete opposite with all that stuff now. So
Yeah, thankfully I had like some pretty good like I guess like education off rip because like I always just was like, all right, let's run the test and the EQ and like let's
yeah.
just get fucking big.
Yeah. Who were some of the first bodybuilders you started following when you got into bodybuilding?
I honestly kind of also grew up in the like well when I first started working out it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I did the I have like a similar story to what you were saying. I was like 115 pounds and then I was like, all right, let's start eating 6,000 calories. So I just like got like hella fat.
Yeah,
And then
bro.
yeah, I was like I gained like 40 pounds in like 2 months because like I had a base diet of like 5,000 calories that I was tracking and then I would just eat whatever I
Oh,
wanted
you're
like on
the
top of
foo out
that.
approach. Like
Yeah.
just get my base diet and then whatever I want to eat after that.
Yeah, so I would
That's
like
crazy.
sneak like some donuts in there and
Yeah,
like it was just
realizing that
crazy.
we're not like 280-pound mass monsters,
Yeah.
like that.
But I
That
had no idea to be honest.
exactly,
Like
bro.
and I
Yeah,
was doing the same shit where I was doing like 4 sets of 12 on like everything. So I was doing like fucking 80 sets of chest. Like it was just
dude.
like some
Just yeah,
stupid shit.
probably like we at the time we think it's intense, but I'm like, bro, there's no way I was doing that. Like I do one set of hacks now, and I'm like, bro, I gotta go home. Like
Yeah,
my legs are
literally.
smoked.
I
You
don't know
know?
what the fuck I was doing. I would like
Yeah.
walk around like sore for like a week and then I
Oh,
would like
dude.
still
Yeah.
train the same muscle. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just really stupid.
But
But
man, it's like you got to push that hard to get to that point. To like, there's merit in that. You know, I feel like a lot of
it's like
guys
how
don't
you
ever,
learn.
dude. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and it's funny because even now, like, bro, I went that day after junior nats. I went to the gym with Austin. He was like, "Hey, let's go train." I was like, "Cool." And bro, just that one session, the value I got out of it training with him, like I thought I was doing everything right, bro. And even now I'm sending him my training clips, and he's like, "Nope, pause here more. Nope, you did this wrong." Like he'll joke with me. He's like, "Hey, bro, I would say this, but I don't want you to get mad at me." But I'm like,
Dude,
"Damn,
yeah.
dude, like it's." You could just always get better with bodybuilding. That's the beauty in it, you know? So really just putting your ego aside and being like, you know what? Like, let me just try these things, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm
Like
just like, I'm full blown bought in on that right now.
yeah, like always be a student of the sport is like
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
think
And that's
Joe
why
says
that's
that.
how I came across your podcast. Like I love watching like just all these different people and hearing their insights and what can I take from it. And you know,
Yeah.
you've had a lot of like really good guests on, like, you know, Joe, Justin Wyatt. I watched that. I've watched pretty much all of them, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I always see you commenting, bro. I appreciate
You
it.
got to, bro. You got to come on. We got to get however many subscribers. You know, I like the video, comment.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's get it up there.
yeah, hell yeah,
All right. Since we're at the hour mark, do you want to do like the couple listener questions we got?
yeah. Whatever you want to do, bro. I'm chilling.
All right, bet.
My kids,
So
I think, are still alive.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. The first question
I was
says
gonna say too. I don't mean to cut you off, but yeah, since
there you
we're
go.
not that far, you got to come to Fresno sometime and come out here and train at the gyms that we have here.
Dude,
You
yeah,
know,
I
stay with
was
me. We'll do like a little boot camp. You know.
dude, hell yeah, bro. Put me through the ringer.
Yeah, it'd be sick. It'd be fun. You
When I
know.
get some more food, bro, for sure. Cause like
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I
let's
still feel
both
like I'm
like. Yeah,
dieting.
yeah. It's not fair right now. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, this like 300-pound dude asked me to do quads with him, and I was like, dude, I'm on like fucking like I have carbs like basically pre and post workout, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot do
Let me
that
get
right
my
now.
food up. I know that'll be Andy, bro. And like Andy hit me up actually. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but hit me up a couple days ago, and he's like, "Hey, bro, we have a show here in Fresno in like, I think like 4 weeks." He's like, "Hey, bro, you down to guest pose with it?" Like they asked, like, you want to guest pose with me at it, and I guest posed at this same promoter show. Um, Probably like I was like, this was in April, no May, so I was like a month out from when I competed. So I was in like pretty good shape, you know, whatever. But Andy was competing that weekend. So he was like, "Hey, like, are you down to guest pose with me at it?" I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." And then I'm like, "Wait, no, fuck you, fool. You're going to be like 2 weeks out the Olympia. I'm going to be like peak rebound. Like, y'all look big, but you're going to be fucking shredded to the bone."
Yeah,
Like,
dude. It's
you
gonna
know, this fool's
fucking
going
like
to be,
mog you.
oh, bro, he's going to be dwarfing me. And I told Austin, he's like, "Oh, bro, we'll run like a little mock peak." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not, I don't want to stand next to Andy. No way."
Just up the HCTZ, bro.
Yeah, bro, just, yeah.
That's hella funny.
Throw some super draw in.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, no, I'm down for that. That
But yeah,
sounds
we can
hella
do some
fun.
questions. My bad. My bad. I didn't mean to
Oh
cut
no,
you off.
you're good. You're good. Okay, the first question is I have no experience with this, so you're gonna have to answer this. How do you feel about using T-ball over Anavar for performance?
Yeah. I would never. I don't even like know what T-ball does.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
is
I feel
T-ball,
like
bro.
T-ball is just. I don't know. It's like just take creatine at that point, you know? I
Yeah,
would just
dude.
use Anavar, you know? I feel like Anavar is so versatile in the way you could use it. And it's like, I don't want to say mild, but it can be.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like
I don't know. I
the
just,
mildest one.
yeah, like I'm just not a big like as far as orals go, like if it's pre-contest for a certain look, yes. But like as far as an off season, there's like very limited. You see, like, yeah, I joke about Anadrol, I love Anadrol, but like, but you're not gonna take Anadrol for 4 months, you know? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you might throw it in at the end of a push just to like get that last little like, let me increase this. But like most of the time it's just gonna nuke your where you're at. And you're like, okay, now I gotta like cruise and bring food back and you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I don't know, T-ball would just throw in like more EQ or primo or test or just get more like androgen load from a normal
Yeah.
compound.
Focus on like the injectables
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would say.
for sure. What has been the biggest difference in your rebound working with Austin versus the rebounds you've done before?
Just the pace of it. The pace of it, how well he's able to keep an eye on me and my conditioning and me just not like, blowing my load too quick kind of thing. Managing my fatigue. Um, he changes my training. Like he sees, I logbook all my training for him, and so he'll change things week to week or every couple weeks of pulling a set back here, adding a set here. Hey, how'd you feel on this? How's your soreness here? Like he pays so much close attention to detail. Um, Sorry if you can hear my kids crying.
No, it's good.
Um,
It's pretty
but
quiet.
it's just he's made just the calls he makes and when he makes them. I feel like for me, I get too fat too quick. I get too impatient. Having him, he's like, hey, hold your horses. You're good. You're good. Don't worry. So
Yeah,
and I'll
for
tell
sure.
him like, bro, you think I'm getting too fat? He's like, bro, your food will get pulled down if I think you're getting too fat. Relax. So just that, and then I mean, yeah, like drug wise, like it's similar to what I would believe in, but he's like not afraid to push it either. So, which I told him like, hey, bro, well, I want to do this. So, let's run it.
Oh yeah. What are your favorite out of these three categories? PEDs. I'm okay because he's asking PEDs, peptides, and anabolics. So I don't know what he means by PEDs, but I guess let's just go with peptides and anabolics.
Oh, anabolics, bro. I hate the like I like peptides. Don't get me wrong, but like. There's this like whole push right now of like guys will hit me up like, hey bro, what peptides can I take to get big? And I'm like,
Yeah, it's
none.
like
Like
some
you need to
dumbass
take
shit.
anabolics.
Yeah,
Like peptides is for like because I do like Motzi. I'm using that right now. I think Motzi is super good. I like Slew, Retta, um, 5 amino 1 MQ. Like I'm fans of those. I mean, growth hormone, I guess you could say, is peptide,
yeah,
whatever. But I mean, like anabolics are always going to be number one for building muscle.
yeah,
I think it's especially if someone's on a budget or something, like anabolics need to be the number one.
for sure,
But I think using peptides, GH, insulin, things like that can allow you to be a lot healthier without having to push as much
for
of
sure,
anabolics. You know what I mean? Like you take someone and they're like, oh, I'm going to take 3 grams of total androgen load per week versus someone who's going to take like 1.5, but they're using some growth and some peptides or whatever. Like the guy on 1.5, I think is going to have like a lot more long-term success in bodybuilding.
no,
Right.
for sure. Yeah, I agree. Wait, also the question I think is asking like, what are your favorite peptides, and then like, what are your favorite anabolics? Or,
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, peptides, MOTS-C, um, SLU, Retta, obviously
how?
growth hormone if we're going to count
Yeah,
that
how are you doing your MOTS-C? Like, are you doing it? Because like right now
daily.
I'm doing 2 milligrams, but I'm doing it just on training days.
I do 2 milligrams every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I was when I started working with Austin. I was doing 0.5 milligrams daily, and then he bumped it up to one, and then we bumped it up to like we progressively bumped it up during prep, and then he had to kind of pull it back down. Then for the rebound, we have it in at 2. So yeah, I just do the daily, and I like that. Slew, I like a lot. Slew we ran pretty high actually. I have it in like a liquid kind of like dropper thing, and it's 20 milligrams per ml. So I think I was doing Austin had me doing 5 milligrams. Then we ramped it all the way up to 20, and then he would have me on my low days. We would have days where he would bump me up to 40 of it. He's very like weird, like not weird, but like on a low day, oh, we're gonna bump these things up. Like even my clean would go up a little bit, and then on this day we're pulling these down, and then we're pulling them back up, and then he kind of like cycled them like that, and I feel like that worked really really well.
Yeah, like a little
Um,
dig day kind of thing.
yeah, he kind of matched it with that kind of thing is what I was like seeing. But yeah, those. And then as far as like, I mean, even like if you're asking other PEDs, like I like Clen a lot. Obviously, I think thyroid's something that should be in, like if you need it. T4, T3, whatever. And then anabolics, testosterone, number one. I love EQ. Um, Primo and Mass have their place. I just think they're like way like
Overrated, kind of.
overrated. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I like Mass a lot for prep and like bringing in that certain look. Um, but as far as like growing with it, I think there's just so much better. I like MPP. That's what I'm using right now.
Oh
I
yeah.
think MPP is really really good as long as you get along. They get along well with it. And then Trend. I mean, Trend's great, but like in certain scenarios, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm more of like I truly am like I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, just take TRT and a little bit of 100 milligrams of mast and that's all I take. Like I do think with trend less is more, because I've
No, for
taken more
sure.
when I was younger and not realizing how much it just wrecked my sleep and my
Yeah.
anxiety and just how I felt. Like, dude, I was doing endontate for prep and the most we did was 150,
Yeah.
and like I felt great on that. Um, so yeah, I think that's something that people can get a lot out of is just knowing what you can run. Like even EQ, bro. Like I used to run EQ super high, not realizing, bro, I'm just tanking my estrogen.
Dude,
That is
yeah.
the one thing that is tough about it because it tanks your E2 so much, but I like it. But it's like, bro, if I want to take 600 EQ, I'm gonna have to be on like a gram and a half of test if I don't want, my E2 in the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had an experience with like 5E2 from doing 600 EQ. So
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it'll just rip it down. I have a client right now using boldenone cypionate. It's
yeah,
like a little bit faster acting, and he, he's doing 800 milligrams of test, 200 milligrams of boldenone cypionate, and that has him at like low 20s.
damn, that's
Like,
crazy.
dang, dude, that's got 4-to-1 ratio too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, low ass aromatizer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's funny. We have like the same like ideas on like mostly everything. Cause like this kid, he wanted to bump up his trend. I was like, bro, we're gonna max it at 140. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, I don't like what do you think is like the max dosage? Like I could see up to like 200 to
two,
250. But like, bro, back when I started taking gear, like it was normally 100 milligrams every other day of Trinase,
yeah,
350
no,
a week. That was like the normal. And
yeah,
like
no,
that's what you started at. And I'm like, bro, no wonder I felt like shit. Like,
yeah, no. I heard Beef Stew like on a podcast like when I first started, and he was like, oh yeah, I do like 100 every day. Like, I was like,
yeah, bro, it
holy
was
fuck.
like, yeah, that was normal, or like guys were doing a milliliter of trendy. What's up, man? You're fine. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that's 600 milligrams.
Yeah,
Asher's
no,
trying. Sage's been trying to keep him in there. Sorry.
very good.
But yeah, so I think just going like a lower dose approach with that. Because
Yeah,
then I even think in the off season you can get away with using it a little bit if you want. Because I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how you are, but you're young, so you're probably fine. But I got my blood work back. I got bloods done like 10 days post show. And bro, it looked like I was on a cruise, you
Hell
know?
yeah, yeah,
So that's when Austin was like, yeah, let's let it rip.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've never had bad blood work, but I'm also like, yeah, like you said, I'm young and like I also have like all my health subs and shit.
I'm
So
the same, bro. I'm like, yeah, you know what it was, dude? When my wife got pregnant with my oldest son, that's when it scared me because I was like, bro, I've been taking gear for a couple years now. Like I told you, I was taking super draw. Like I
yeah,
wasn't getting blood work done. Like I wasn't timing how long I'm on cycle or nothing. Like, and I'm eating McDonald's every night. I was like, I just put my head in the sand. And so I remember thinking like, bro, I'm not indestructible. Like I'm
yeah,
22 years old. Like I need to so there was a doctor here and I reached out to him. I was, hey, can I pay to get blood work? He's like, yeah. And I remember he called me. This is before I knew anything about like blood work. And he called me and was like, yeah, so like the only thing is like your testosterone's at whatever it was at, like 2000 and something. But your E2's a little high, so we need to get you some Arimidex. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I was like, what about everything? It's like, oh no, everything's in range. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then that's when I started like watching. I was watching like Leo and Longevity at the time.
hell yeah,
Vigorous Steve, all these guys, and then I started learning about blood work. And then like now I get it done every 3 months. At
yeah,
least for like I get the size statin C, GGT, full comprehensive metabolic panel, C-reactive protein every 3 months. And then like I just got a sensitive E2 test like last, like if I needed to see certain things like during certain
yeah,
phases, then I'll
yeah.
do that too. But
Yeah, I completely forgot. Like on my last blood work, I was doing like 10 milligrams of tren a day, and then I forgot to get the sensitive E2, and then
oh,
it
and
was like
yeah,
fucking 200 estrogen, and I was like,
and the
fuck,
sensitive E2 is annoying, bro, because it takes like 20 days for them to get you the
dude,
results.
yeah,
I'm
and
like, bro, hurry up.
it's like 30 times the price, bro. It's like,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah.
Okay, this question says, What is your favorite staple meals in your off season?
Favorite staple meals? I mean, dude, I'm basic, bro. Like beef, rice, and peanut butter, gas.
Oh yeah,
My cream of rice, my Ninja Cream, you already know.
fuck
I'll do
yeah,
whey drip here and there, and nut butter, and then maybe like yeah, I don't know, like dude, like if I could eat beef, rice, and peanut butter every meal, or even just beef and rice every meal. Like I'm a red meat guy. I used to do a lot of like top sirloin steak, but honestly, beef is just so easy to cook. Like, you just throw it in the pan and it just
yeah,
like I'm a super like convenient guy. I don't like I'm not a foodie, bro. I don't like I think this year like I haven't had an actual like I had an off plan meal um after junior nats obviously, but like me and my wife we had got a steak, we had a steakhouse, but I
mm.
had had like some cookies and little candy like junk stuff, but before that I hadn't had a cheat meal since I think it was like February. So
Holy
and that was
shit,
like no plans to compete, like I just don't, I'm not a foodie, like I just don't like, it doesn't really bug me, you know. I've ate
Th-
like this for so long. I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like even right now, I don't like I season my beef and my chicken with salt and pepper. Like I still measure my salt on all my meals. I literally just put pepper on things after I cook it. So I don't
yeah,
even cook it with seasoning. I'm
yeah,
like, dude.
literally. Yeah, no, I
But I'm also
definitely.
like, bro, like I also don't eat sauces. Like I was a super picky eater as a kid, and then because I got into bodybuilding at 16, like bro, I didn't know how to cook, so I was like boiling chicken, eating like boiled chicken in high school, and kicked out of class because it smelled like shit. And I was like putting no salt or pepper on it because like I thought that was bad, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I've told Austin this story, but dude, I didn't have my first burger till I was probably like 20, like 4 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it was because I lost a bet to Prob. He was my business partner owns a nutrition store, and Prob was managing it at the time. So I went in there on bullshitting with him, and Prob's in his slides, and the counter's like pretty high, bro. It's like if I'm 5'7", this thing's like the counter's maybe like up to like my chest.
Yeah.
And Prob kind of looks at the counter, and he's in his slides like, oh, I could jump on this thing. And Prob's like stupid athletic, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, no, you can't, bro. And he's like, yeah, I can. I was like, no, you can't. I started laughing at him. He's like, all right, if I jump on this, you gotta eat a burger. And I'm like, all right, because I'm like, bro, you're gonna smack your shins. You're about to fall. Just kidding.
Yeah.
This is gonna be funny. This fool just whoop boom jumps on it. He's like, all right, you gotta eat a burger now. So
Holy
my wife, I'll
shit.
have to find the video and send it to you. My wife recorded it. I got in and out. I ate it and I was like, ah, it's whatever. I don't care. I didn't eat a burger for like another probably 2 years, and after that, that's like my go-to cheat meal if I were to have one now.
Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah, I barely tried sushi. February, that last off-plan meal I had, I tried sushi for the first time.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was due. We were at it's one of my clients. He races for GT3, like he's a race car driver. So it's this like super bougie Japanese restaurant. And he was like, bro, if you're gonna try sushi, you have to try it here. So I had got salmon, was it nigiri, I think?
Yeah.
Um
Nigiri.
yeah, it was good. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is cool. He's like, bro, you're a bodybuilder. Like, how would you not eat this? Like, this is like literally what you
Yeah.
guys eat, you know? Um, but yeah, I'm super basic with food. What's like your go-to meal?
Right now, it's definitely like
Well, your
good
food
when.
focus is probably like higher right now because you already
Yeah,
are
yeah.
in a deficit, right?
Honestly, like I had like the best time like right now when I was dieting. Like I didn't give a fuck about food. I wasn't even really hungry. Because mostly because I was so busy. But now that like the carbs like got increased a little bit, like I
Oh,
definitely.
bro, it's harder than when you're diet. Like I look back to the diet that Austin had me on, and I'm like, bro, how was I following that? Like I'm eating friggin' almost 5,000 calories right now, and I'm like, bro, I feel like when I finished my meals the other day, I'm like, bro, I could eat that all over again. Like
Yeah,
no
no.
problem, you
I have a
know.
bottomless appetite, but I don't know. Like I guess yeah. I don't know.
But that's a
Yeah,
good thing, right? Because they say like, bro, you want to stay hungry. You want to like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? You don't want to be getting to that point to where you're obviously you'll get there eventually, but like, yeah,
Like it kind of shows that you're like sensitive. So
hmm I
yeah,
think so.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I think in the off season, sometimes like I would macro match this one meal. I would use sourdough and egg whites to make like French toast,
Okay.
and that shit was fire with like blueberries.
Okay.
But I was like a lot more of a foodie. I think as I got older, like now I don't really care as much. Like I'll just eat chicken and rice.
Yeah. And
Like
food gets
that's really
expensive, so you're like, oh, what's cheapest? You
yeah,
know.
exactly, yeah. Um,
What protein sources do you use mainly right now?
right now it's like 99 turkey,
Okay.
egg whites and eggs.
Protein powder.
Yeah, protein powder like pre and post, and then I have like either like a lean steak or beef for my last meal.
Oh, so you have a lot of variety then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I have a good variety.
Okay.
I used to have a lot of chicken, but I kind of got sick of it because in the off season I was eating like 4 chicken meals a day, like last off season. So I kind of am like burnt out on it. So I'm sticking to the turkey for now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That reminds me, like when we left Junior Nats the day we were flying out. Austin was supposed to fly out like at 4 in the morning that day. We were at like 6 p.m. Both our flights get delayed. Mine gets delayed to like 9 p.m. His gets delayed to like 9 p.m. We're getting kicked out of the Airbnb. Well, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have no food." So when we went to the gym that morning, I DoorDashed or I Instacarted chicken breasts to the Airbnb, and my wife cooked it. Cooked it all up, whatever. Boom, I get my meals ready. I was like, all right, Austin, like I'm gonna go protein veggie day. It's the day after the show, whatever. I'm gonna kind of clean out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We leave, and he's like, fuck, bro, I left all that chicken at the Airbnb. He didn't even bring any, so that fool had no food. Keep in
Fuck.
mind, dude, when he got to the Airbnb, he got there a day before me. I'm telling you how he's not sleeping, he's
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
The Uber driver ran his laptop over, bro. So just shattered his screen. So I get there. He messaged like, bro, my screen shattered on my laptop. Like I could barely see on it. So that fool's working on a shattered laptop the whole time. I
What
felt
the
so
fuck?
bad. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's
Just
insane.
awful.
Okay, the last listener question says, uh, are you using insulin so far, and what is your approach?
Yeah, no. So not right now, just because I think I'm so like
You're
insulin
too lean.
sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the Moxian and everything like that. But I know like I don't know, like I've never really like I know a lot of guys do Humalog like pre and post or whatever. I would be more so like for like the like
Atlantis.
basals.
Yeah.
Like I see more like merit in that with like taking stress off your pancreas, as like just like, oh, food's getting high, you need that now to help it out. But maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe with Humalog you get tons of like performance benefits. I mean, obviously a lot of guys do it. I've just never been like experienced with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for me, like if I take pre-workout, like since I stay pretty lean, like if I take pre-workout insulin, like I just kind of feel weird. Like even if I cover
Like
my
hypo
no, not
or
like hypo, but it's like it's like I'll have enough carbs to cover my insulin, but like I just feel a little weird. Like I just feel a little off. So I don't really like the way it makes me feel. Like
uh
it's kind of like maybe I'm like on the I don't know because like I obviously have been hypo, so like I know
do
what
you
it's
get
like.
like do you notice like bigger pumps from it or like
Yeah, but so, yeah, I think honestly, so it's like for me, what it will be like, it was like at the beginning, like I'm super pumped, and then at the end, like I'll flatten off like so hard, like
okay.
way more than if I just didn't use any. So it kind of is like too strong for me, even if I'm doing a little dose. So
Yeah.
maybe that's just something that I like need to be like fatter and less sensitive for before I
Yeah,
use
and
it.
that's where I think too. Like I told you, like last year for me, like when I built food up, I probably needed to use a basal insulin. I just wasn't checking my blood glucose.
Yeah,
So I think this year will be a lot like smarter about the approach. That's
yeah,
why I'm checking it right now to make sure things still look good.
yeah.
So I'm sure as food goes up, like that might be, you know,
I did like using a log though post workout.
Yeah, I feel like there's more merit to it post. Like, like taking it pre and just like you're bringing your blood sugar down before you go to train versus like post. Like, okay, you want to shuttle those nutrients right away. Like that
Yeah,
makes sense, and,
yeah.
and get the most out of what you're about to eat and everything.
Yeah, because I would do like two. It was like my post workout was 200 carbs, and then I would only do like 5 to 8 IU's of log, and
Humalog.
then
Yeah,
and then like either way, like an hour and a half later, I would have to eat again. So it
I
was like
see.
pretty nice.
I see.
Yeah, but yeah, I mostly like if people are starting out, like I would just tell them to do it post workout so they don't
Yeah.
fucking
Like for my clients, like I've always like Lantus or Traceba. Like I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
recommend anyone on anything, but other than that, like whichever one they have access to. Um, but yeah, other than that, um, no plans with that yet.
yeah, for sure. All right, that was the last of the questions. So
Dope.
um, hell yeah. Okay, so I wanted to ask you one last question. I wanted to ask you, since like my audience and like a lot of my clients listen to this and they're a lot younger, um, usually I like to ask like what would you tell to the younger competitors and younger coaches in the space, like trying to get into bodybuilding?
Like younger coaches like that are trying to get into bodybuilding, like competing themselves, or like just with coaching other athletes,
Yeah,
or
with coaching other athletes and then also competitors who are trying to get into the space.
yeah.
Um,
So as far as like coaching, I just say like take your time with it. Like I see a lot of guys that compete, and I know you've seen it, and they immediately just want to start coaching. I think that's great. Like, dude, I make a living, coaching. I've been self-employed since I was 21 years old. Um, but I think having the knowledge to actually be able to help people, like gain the knowledge and research and understand and learn, like how you have this podcast and you have so many like great coaches on, you're able to pick everyone's brain and you're able to utilize that for your clients, right? I think there's a ton of value in that. I had a guy message me not too long ago on Instagram. And he was like, "Hey, bro, I got this client that came to me and he lost 20 pounds. He wants to lose 20 more. He wants to take Retta. How do I dose it for him?" And I'm like, bro, there's no context there. There's so many variables. Like, he's like, "Yeah, I know you know what you're like doing though. So like, how do I dose it?" And I'm like, the fact that you're just asked, like, what if I told you 100 milligrams a week? You're just gonna
Yeah.
go tell him to do that? Like, that's extremely dangerous. Like, you know nothing about this thing, and you're just gonna go tell someone to do that. So I think it's just like gaining the knowledge. I don't want to say first, but trying to gain the knowledge while you're helping people, and not being afraid to say if they ask you a question, I don't know, or let me try and ask, or let me ask, this coach or that coach if they have experience with that. Because I even like I did that. I'll do that with Prod War with Austin. When I'm prepping a guy for showing these couple weeks out, hey, like this is him. He woke up 2 pounds lighter. What do you think? Oh, dude, I would maybe feed him a little more. Like they'll give me their little bit of input. So I just think always trying to learn and always trying to just get better. And I think you will then attract more clients and you're always going to get more business with word of mouth. That's going to be your best, um, way to gain it. As far as like young guys, like getting into bodybuilding, just take your time. It's tough now because, social media wasn't as big, like when I first got into it, as like, or it wasn't, like people just put up Instagram posts of how they looked, but like
Yeah.
now you have these guys on TikTok and reels, like, this is my cycle, this is what I'm taking, this, and guys are focusing on the wrong thing. And I'll have guys message me like, "Hey, bro, like, what are you taking?" And I'm like, "Bro, what I take is not like what you should take. Like, you got to find what
Yeah.
works for you." Like, that obviously. I had a guy message me like, "Oh, bro, I'm on 750 test, 600 EQ, 300 MPP. I look nothing like you. Like, what's going on?" And I was like, "Well, bro, like, first of all, like, what I take and what you take are two different things." And I'm like, and it comes down to your diet. Oh, no, no, my diet and training's perfect. I'm working with coach, and he says the guy's name, and I know him, and I'm like, well, there's your problem. So, um, not focusing on the wrong things, like really, like we had talked about, like going to the gym, like training hard and like training too far, too much, too intense to where you have to pull back and understand, okay, that's where the limit is there. Learning how to eat, being consistent with those things, getting a good sleep routine, like really just nailing it day after day after day, and being consistent. I know it's a boring answer, but it's the right answer. And obviously, yeah, use, if you're going to get into the PED side of it, start basic. Use some testosterone, manage your E2, whether that's with an aromatase inhibitor or some primo or EQ or whatever. But do reasonable, healthy doses, and really try and get better in your own training and your own nutrition. Get a coach, get a coach, get a coach. Don't just try and self coach like I did all the time and spin your wheels.
Yeah, for sure.
So
No, I think that's great advice. Like, especially with like I'll always have the kids that just like they'll just DM you, especially since like now I started the podcast. Like they'll just DM you like, "Yo, what's the best peptide for growing muscle?" Or like, "What's the cycle? Like, what's the
yeah.
stack?" And
And
it's
what's
like,
crazy is you could tell them like some crazy drug name and they would go and try it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
I get it because like I understand because I was young and I wanted to learn about things and I thought people were hiding things from me. But it's like, bro, you need to learn about these things. Like, how many times a kid walked up to me and Andy in the gym months ago, and this kid comes to me, hey, Austin, what's up? I've been meaning to see you, bro. Dude, I got this bottle of Test 400. I've been wanting to take it low key, but like I got like acne. What do you think? And I was like, I think you should throw it in the trash can. Like, I think, like, I was like, bro, I think you need to do research before you like do something like this. Like, yeah, I researched last night for like 3 hours, bro. And I'm like, oh my. And so then I tell Andy, and Andy's like, bro, the same guy came up to me. And it's just like, yeah, I think it's just realizing, like, I tell people, like, they'll ask me about peptides. I'll, go on my photo app and I'll type in peptides. Bro, I was researching peptides in like 2014. Like I
yeah,
said, so I started watching Boston Lloyd. So I was already like, oh, GHRP, what's this? And I just went down the rabbit hole. I thought the chemistry side of it was so interesting.
for sure.
So I would be on steroid.com reading about Anadrol, Dianabol, Halo testing, like whatever. I wanted to just know everything about these things for myself. I didn't even realize I could coach people until I was like 20. I remember someone messaged me a couple years ago on Instagram, like asking me, "Hey, bro, like, what do you charge?" And I scroll up in the messages to like see like if I know this person, and they had messaged me back in like 2014, and were like, "Hey, bro, like, how much for a diet?" And I was like, "Oh, $15." Because
Damn,
like I didn't know I was working. I was just like, oh, someone's gonna pay me to do a diet. Yeah, cool. Like
fuck
whatever.
it.
I
Yeah,
didn't know like that was a thing. So like I said, it took when my wife got pregnant with my oldest for me to realize like, oh, dude, I can monetize this thing that I've like put so many. At that point, I was from 16 to 22 years old when I had my first son. That's 6 years that I'd put into like bodybuilding, you know, where it's like, and so like, that's where I tell people, like, dude, I was doing this for 6 years before I even thought of trying to coach someone, you
Yeah,
know?
for
So
sure.
just take your time, you know,
Yeah,
and learn through friends. You know, you're gonna have to do stuff for free. They're not gonna listen. They're not gonna follow your advice. Like, but like, it takes time, you know, be patient, right?
yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah, and I think that's also like like I guess for like the coaches, like I think it's good to kind of let your like not try to be like a social media like marketing person and kind of just let it spread through like the word of mouth is kind of like a good tactic because then you know you're like doing a good service almost in
mhm.
a way.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at Austin. Like, just from me doing this show, I've had lots of guys message me asking me my experience with him, and obviously, like I've said on here, I've had nothing but positive things to say. Like I know he is a amazing coach, you know, and a few guys have hired him, and they're like, dude, I'm so happy so far. Blah 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 blah. Like, it's always good to hear from other people, you know. Um,
Yeah,
so
talk to
we're
their clients.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, even like you telling me about Hilly, I'm like, oh, bro, I've been watching Hilly on podcasts, and I think even that, like, putting out information on your social media, like, even for you, dude, like, you put out information through these podcasts, through your Instagram, through your clients, like, so people know, oh, this kid, yeah, he might be young, he might not have the most experience, but he's like learning, you know, and he's hungry and he wants to get better, and you know, now's the time to get under his wing and learn and get better and be one of his first guys to kind of, you know, blossom, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
So, I mean, that's how Prob did it. You know, Prob learned through Kuba, through J3U. He worked with one of Cuts' coaches. Like he's worked with a lot of people. So that's how you get better. You know, surround yourself with like-minded people.
For sure. And not to be like a coach hopper, but I think there's like a little bit of value in like having different coaches to kind of see how
Yeah,
they
I don't think
approach
there's
different
anything
things.
wrong with that though, bro. Because like I think it's good to even like it's good to just um take bits and pieces from people. I think like if you're coach hopping because like you're not happy with your placing, that's a different story. But like
Yeah, for sure.
if you're
Yeah.
coach hopping because you're like, dude, I want to learn this guy's method, and then I want to work with Milos because he's the insulin guy, and then I want to work with you know, whoever because he's known for rebounds, and this guy's known for getting guys, you know, cement factory, super peeled, like
Yeah,
you know there's merit in that, you know, and you can see how their processes are, and it's going to help you as a coach. So,
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, because like before I even competed, like in total I think I've had 5 coaches and then that helped me like throughout the years kind of form my own philosophy, like picking through every single
yeah, I
person.
got a question for you then. If you could hire, I always like asking people this, if you could hire one coach or like guru right now and know that like this guy would give you 110% effort, like he has to give you 110% effort, who would you pick?
Dude, honestly, Hilly, bro.
Really?
Yeah, so like I was like so hyped that he wanted to work together
Yeah,
because
that's
like
I mean, yeah, and even you saying that, like, bro, he has you checking in twice a week, like, you
yeah,
know,
I did not expect that at all. Like he didn't even
yeah,
tell me going into it
yeah,
that it was going to be like that.
yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, I want to see how like this new food is going. Check in on Sunday,
Well,
like
it's
three
funny you
days
said
later."
because even with Austin, when I told you earlier in the podcast that I sent him my check in 2 days early, and he's like 2 days early whenever he's messing with me. Well, then he had messaged me back. He had saw my picture on Instagram and he was like, "Hey, bro, I know you're gonna tell me like to get to it later because I have competitors competing this weekend, but like I'm gonna look at your stuff right now and then see if we need to make some changes." Because I'll
Hell
always tell him
yeah.
like, "Oh, bro, don't worry about it. Like just get to me when you get to me. Like I'm not tripping. I just send it over. Like no rush, you know."
Yeah.
And boom, he sends over. All right, changes to this, change that. We're adding this in, taking this out, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, okay," you know.
Yeah.
So, but if I had to
Also,
pick a guru, bro, where I could like just, man, dude, it would probably be like, I don't know, man, maybe like Hani. I feel like
yeah,
there's so
Hani
much
would be
mystique
dope.
around Hani, like you don't really know what he does.
Yeah.
Him or like, I don't know, maybe like the Campbell crew in Kuwait, just know
Oh
what they were
fuck.
doing. Something
It's
crazy.
like 300 milligrams of Anadrol every day.
Yeah, yeah, I want something crazy. Yeah.
I heard Hani he gives his clients like this like cortisol like blocking pill, like this like super strong cortisol blocking pill. So like the last couple of weeks, like
So they're just like super calm, no
yeah,
stress, just,
exactly, yeah,
oh, interesting.
yeah. So he like really works on the mindset, is what I hear. Like
Interesting. Yeah, the only people I'm close to that I know that have worked with like I know a few guys that have worked with Jansen. I know a guy that worked with Aceto.
yeah,
I
my
know a guy
homie
that
works
worked
with
with Phil
Aceto.
Viz. But other than that, I don't really know a lot of people that have worked with like the big name guys, you
Yeah,
know.
but I feel like if you're not a big name guy, it's kind of hard to get the like because it's
That's what I'm
like
saying,
you
bro.
preface the question by saying fucking if they would give you the attention, like
Yeah,
you know
that's
that
what I was meaning. Like if you knew this coach would give you
like all
110%.
in, yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
like a Blue Taylor. Blue's like another good one, like for blowing guys up. Like I
Yeah,
like
for
when I see
sure.
coaches that like get dudes big. I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
and I but that's what I like about Austin. That's what I told him. I was like, bro, I know that you got yourself big, but like you also I've seen you grow tons of guys, um, but you also get guys peeled. So like to
Yeah,
me, it was a no brainer. You
best
know?
of both worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say like Joe too. But Joe, and I know he would be all in, but his prices were a little bit too much for me, like personally. But like,
yeah, yeah,
he's like, I know he's like on the ball, like, and he would like the reason I like Hilly and him is because they kind of they let you give like feedback and kind of like they're down to like experiment a little bit with like
dude. That's I think
whatever.
that's huge in a coach, and you can tell Joe's like that just through the podcast. Like
Yeah,
obviously, you could tell he's probably pretty stern and like he wants it in a certain way. But like, hey man, I've responded well to this. Something you could tell he's like, all right, let's try it and let's see. But if not, then we're doing it my way. Or
exactly. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Not experiment like yo, let me have some donuts for this meal, but like
No, no,
yeah,
no. But like
yeah.
reasonably, yeah,
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 yeah, for sure. Because like I told Hilly, like I honestly like don't get that well on with like fats like on my training days. Like when I like try to push the fats too high, like I just get fat. Because I
uh-huh.
tried doing that with my last coach, and my like fucking insulin sensitivity went to shit, and I just felt like shit, and I looked like shit in like a matter
Yeah.
of weeks. And then he like
He's like, all
completely,
right, well, if you know that, you know your body with that. Let's not
yeah,
do it.
exactly. I
Yeah.
think a lot of times it would be like since I'm young, like like people just wouldn't believe me, like that I knew what I was talking about. But
Yeah.
like Hilly like has like a lot of respect for me. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
that's huge because
nice of
I
him.
mean, I've even heard stories of coaches like, when they write up a cycle for a guy and they're like, oh, test deca D ball. And it's like, but like, do you even know how this guy responds? Like, what is his EQ like? Like, I remember after, like, even with Austin, when I showed him what I was doing, he was like, okay, like, this is similar to a setup that I would do, but let's pull this up, bring this down. And then even after, he's like, hey, going into your off season, like, what do you get on with this? Do you not like this? Have you ran this at that? What's the max dose you've done? Like, he wanted to know all these different things because it's like, obviously, it's person to person, bro. Like, I can
Yeah,
sit here and tell you, dude, I love MPP, and you're going to be like, bro, I hate it. I'm a watery mess and I can't sleep on it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. No, yeah. So yeah, I think that's like really important with people. It's just like with the coaches is like obviously everyone's different, so it's good to have feedback with your clients and kind of let them lead it, but just like at least give you feedback and take it into account. You know what I mean?
yeah, 100%, 100%.
All right, bro. This has been great. I think
Yeah,
we'll
dude.
end it off here.
Yeah, I
So that,
appreciate you having me on. Thanks for the opportunity, and it's good talking to you. And I love talking bodybuilding. So
hell yeah, bro. We're gonna have to do it again. Well, I guess we are doing it again next week with
yeah, next
Austin.
week with Austin. Yeah, I'll let him do more of the talking. As you could tell, I start rambling and ranting and stuff. But um, it'll be cool doing with Austin because I like to just listen and hear what he says and stuff. But yeah, dude. Anytime you want me on, or you got any ideas or anything, I'm
Hell
down.
yeah,
Like I
bro.
said, we're not too far from each other, so I do. My wife's sister, my sister-in-law, lives in LA, so
Oh hell yeah.
I'll usually go and train at the Crunch. It's like in Northridge or Chatsworth or something like that. She's like in the Valley. It's like not super deep in LA, but if we're ever over there, maybe meet up or something like that and
Hell yeah.
get
I'm
some
down.
training in or something.